It is once again that time of the year that kicks off the road to WrestleMania. It is awe-inspiring. It is shocking. It is where someone tries to fulfill a mission, finish the story, create a moment, claim former glory for themselves, be better than everybody else. You never know who comes out after the buzzer, and we truly don't know what sort of situations you may encounter. But it all comes down at the end of the day by the numbers and who is left in the middle of the ring after all participants entered and everyone else is from the top rope, because we are finally beginning the road to WrestleMania, and it all starts with the Royal Rumble. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first WWE Simply Predicting for 2024's PLE League, as we will be here to discuss the Royal Rumble that, of course, comes to us tomorrow from Tampa Bay, Florida, in the Tropicana Center, which you all can catch live on the Peacock. And, of course, we will be here, the Championship WRESTLEMANIA, keeping you coverage. Our kickoff starts 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But, yes, we have finally made it towards the launching pad of WWE's 2024 PLE cycle, the Royal Rumble, and I cannot wait. So hello, everybody, and welcome to City Predicting for the first time here in 2024 for the WWE. You know what this is, for I'm the simple man of the simple brand, the voice of JMM, forever great for professional wrestling. Damn it. And my name is Noah Foster with this illustrious panel tonight. I have with me, of course, my color cohort in all things wrestling, the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. He has all the stats, and he best be ready for tomorrow night where he will shine the brightest light. Stat Boy Mike, and of course, the rivalry that's never going to end, but we're always pleased to see these two part of the scene. The Dominguezes, Arlene and Emmanuel. Gentlemen and lady, it is good to see you all once again on City Predicting. Let's go around the horn and get everybody's initial thoughts before we get into the festivities to come. JJ, I'll start with you. It's good to see you once again, my friend. We've made it to the start of WWE's PLE cycle 2024. How you feel about tomorrow night and the Royal Rumble?
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
They're not copyright, not seasonal.
Dude, this is my WrestleMania.
Damn it.
This is the show that I look forward to every year. If WrestleMania is the Super Bowl, this is the Pro Bowl. This is where you get all the all-stars in the game vying for, it's the all-star game. It is excellence. There is so much chaos, so much confusion, so much randomness, so much unpredictability, and that's something that you haven't been able to say about this match for quite a number of years, but we can definitely say about it this year. I am just looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to calling the action with you tomorrow. Let's freaking go. We're not 5 minutes in yet. I can't say the F-bomb, but let's go.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to let you say it soon enough, and there will be a reason to really unleash all your excitement to say it soon enough within monetary confines. And again, folks, your opinion is matter too. The forum for the league is in the chat, and if you want to dictate the conversation, donate to Dictate, donate at Castating Studios, Super Chat. It is truly as simple as that. Speaking of which, it is good to see the man with all the stats for the show about the stats. Defined by it, to be perfectly honest. Stat Boy Mike, it's only been 1 year since we last did this stat fun here for the Royal Rumble. Good to see you once again on City Predicting. How you feeling about tomorrow, and are you prepared?
Yes, prepared. Yes, I have made it no secret that last year's debacle in the 2023 Rumble, I threw down my headset. I was frustrated. I'm like, I can't do this. 9 weeks ago, I made the promise. I said, I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to do this right. And I put basically everything on the back burner as far as sports stats and everything else. I've just been focusing on the Rumble. I went through every Rumble. I've got a giant spreadsheet. I've got everybody's name, when they came in, when they went out, how long they lasted, who they eliminated, who eliminated them, and an occasional little blurb as to who was the Iron Man and the Iron Woman. This year is my redemption year. It's not the Royal Rumble, it's the Redemption Rumble for me. I cannot wait. I want tomorrow to be here so badly that I'm almost ready to go to bed early just to get to tomorrow. I cannot wait.
Fair enough. I love that excitement. I'm looking very forward again to seeing how well you bring the analysis and how well JJ tells the stories to begin because nothing truly has started. It all starts after tomorrow, really, in my opinion. But of course, always happy to see these two proud VIPs of the WWE multiverse of media and expensers of my dignity quite frequently. God bless you both for making me a better, more open person. Emmanuel, good to see you. I know RNG was not in your favor for Price is Right, but hey, you might be able to literally call a random number tonight and maybe pick a winner. But that being said, how you feel about the Royal Rumble, Emmanuel? Good to see you.
It's going to be an interesting Rumble. Like everybody has put it. This is the most intriguing Rumble to date, and there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of favorites. There's a lot of rumors going on, false rumors, but if you want to believe them, that's up to you. But it's fun that this is the time of the year when you hear false rumors, false allegations, false winners, false storylines going on the way, and you gotta love it as a wrestling fan.
Yep, simply put. And again, I'm hashtag spoiler free, but thank you for that reminder, Josh. As again, I don't have Fox. So I think this is always the perfect opportunity to engage with friends in professional wrestling to predict the biggest show in professional wrestling. Because that's really what it's about at the end of the day. Because sometimes go homes, they are what they are, and DVR is a thing. Also YouTube. Anyway, Arlene, always a pleasure, my friend. How you feel about the Royal Rumble? And have you and Amanda already butted heads about who's winning, etc., and already had conflicting thoughts before we get into things?
Oh yeah, like we were talking about it before we started the stream about like how me and him already like got into an argument about who was going to win the men's Royal Rumble, and my feelings. I probably have a hot take, on some of the stuff that I have when we get there, but I'm excited. Like my brother says, I'm excited for some surprise entrances. Some people I kind of don't want to come back and if they do come back, I don't think they should get the royal treatment. That's another story for another day.
Fair.
But yeah, but that pertains to the women. But yeah, I'm excited, even though it's like 4 matches, which surprised me. I think it's going to be a good pay-per-view.
Well, I think that's definitely the notion for all of us. And somebody that can tell you that it's going to be good match, good show, good time all around, coming in fashionably late, but I'll allow it for once because it was the first show of the year. You've been warned, my friend. Christopher Rotz made it onto the scene, and I will allow it. Chris, good to see you. How you feel about the Royal Rumble, my friend?
Hey, everybody. I just came home from work. I had to get everything situated, but hey, I'm back on the panel. I'm ready for the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. We got two title matches, 2 Rumble matches. Participants are going to be in both Rumble, so that leaves me to suspense. It's going to be an awesome show tomorrow night. I can't wait for it. And good luck to everybody that is competing in the WWE Predictions League this year. And say yeah to NoDQ.com.
Well, in the words of Aaron Rip, I'm sure he appreciates and endorses that message, and I'll say yeah to that as well. Well, speaking of which, again, folks, your opinions matter too. So please, if you want to contribute your opinions to the conversation and predictions, stay on topic. And if you do want us to talk about something else, again, donate to Dictate at Castle D18 Studios. It is truly as simple as that. And remember, we are hashtag spoiler free. Speaking of Predictions League, shout out to the 38 of you so far that have put in your predictions, including but not limited to members of the No DQ family, like Big G, always happy to be here. Walter, Cass, also shout out to my fellow friends, my horseman, Jeff Chadwick, Bacon Space, best name ever. Kimberly, Lex, Sienna Chanel, the ATW crew, Josh Mansfield, I see you as well, and the guy that proclaimed he's going to win it this year, the analyst, Michael Wayne. Speaking of winners, congrats again to Caitlin and Aaron that won it last year. So, folks, that's who you need to beat if you are a part of the team. And congrats to Chaz Rotz and, Joshi, that won last year's league. As I, of course, put you all on the wall of champions as I do this for all the brands across all things wrestling. So, I'm very curious to see who comes on top tomorrow and who comes at the end of 2024. But that's enough of the shills, the fun introductions, the initial excitement and hype. Without further ado, gentlemen and ladies, let's get right into it. So once again, folks, this is the launching pad of WWE's 2024 PLE cycle and the start on the road to WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. Now, it feels like a takeover style card because, to your point, 4 matches. That leads me to believe there's going to be a lot more focus and storytelling within the Royal Rumbles themselves, as it should be, because that's the focus. But we will pay attention to the other matches on the card. And this is not brought to you by Logan Paul's Impulsive Podcast or Prime Drink, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has that endorsement since he holds the title of capitalism. Let's go ahead and start talking about the United States Championship match after a tournament has found a number 1 contender in Kevin Owens, where it may take more than one lucky punch from a broken fist to finally shut the Impulsive One up and take back the crown known as the United States Championship. Of course, Logan Paul won this back last year at Crown Jewel against Mysterio, saving Rey Mysterio's neck out of instinct, and I give credit where credit's due for that. Jesus, that was scary. And of course, Kevin Owens and Logan Paul have already jaw-jacked each other's jaws verbally and physically, but I wouldn't be surprised if people like Grayson Waller or Austin Theory get involved in this tomfoolery. So that being said, we're going to go around the horn and see if we believe that Kevin Owens will once again be the face of America and hopefully does not bring that gimmick back. So let's go around the horn and we'll go around here clockwise. Stat Boy, do you believe that Kevin Owens once again becomes the United States champion?
Yes. Here's the reason. Since Kevin has lost the tag belts with Sammy, no offense to the guy, I love Mr. Wrestling. If you know, you know. But he's been kind of stale, just a little bit. Fight Owen fight all day, all night. You know, get hurt, I get it. But, and this will be their first match ever. Could be not even in the Royal Rumble have they met. So this literally is first time ever televised. Logan has had the belt 79 days. It's 78 days too long. I'm sorry. I don't hate Logan Paul. He's a great interviewer. He's got his things going on. I do want to watch the most recent John Cena interview, but as a talent, as a performer, he's got to be there. Wrestling. Making appearances, fine. I made that mistake about a couple months ago when he announced the U.S. title tournament, and I got called out for it. But if he is an active wrestler, he's got one hell of a deal. Will he put on a good match against Kevin? Yes. Should he keep the title? No, because at least Kevin will bring a little bit of validity to the title. It's the 3rd best title now, maybe even the 4th. If you've got both heavyweight champions and you've got Gunther. The U.S. title is slowly dropping off the face of the planet because we haven't seen it since Saudi Arabia. My official pick for this matchup, Kevin wins.
All right. So Stat Boy Mike has set the pace with a new champion. I gotta admit, I'm kind of surprised by that. Emmanuel, again, Kevin Owens, he hasn't held singles gold for quite a while. And again, the last accolade was, of course, last year WrestleMania, winning the undisputed tag team championships, currently held by Judgment Day, with Sami Zayn out indefinitely after Drew McIntyre blatantly assaulted him backstage. What's your thoughts about the United States Championship? Do you think Kevin Owens gets it back once again? Has Logan Paul not brought enough attention to the WWE brand while holding this title? Do you agree with Stat Boy Stan?
No. Sorry. But simply no. I know. But because I feel like A-Town Down, Austin Theory, and they gotta interfere during the Kevin Owens match. He's about to, he stuns them 1, 2, and the distraction. Logan Paul continues to reign till WrestleMania, but most likely this is the one match I wouldn't mind seeing, and at WrestleMania it will be Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny for the United States Championship. That brings money. That brings entertainment. 2 non-wrestlers going at it. but and a lot of media are gonna eat it. They're gonna eat it and promote that, because never before that two celebrities can line against each other in the WrestleMania. Never has happened before. That's about it.
I like that. That's a good point, and that's also a good stat of history right there to think about as well. And WrestleMania 40, it is a milestone, and let's be honest, Bad Bunny, Logan Paul, two of the best, arguably the two best celebrity performers in WrestleMania history, and maybe WWE history, if we're being genuine here. Arlene, so far it's 1-1. So where do you stand with the United States Championship?
I think Logan Paul's going to retain. It's all about marketing right now. Right now, it's Netflix deal just came through right now. I'm not really going to go into details about what's going on in Twitter and what's being said, and about some of them already pulling out as sponsors for WWE. So right now, WWE needs good marketing and for eyes to stay on them. And I think Logan Paul, I mean, he brings in his fans. So to compensate for maybe fans like tuning out because of what they've been reading, maybe this is their way to keep fans, intrigued. I do agree. Like my brother said, like, I think there's huge marketing with Bad Bunny and Logan Paul. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be good marketing. So, but I think Logan Paul is going to retain. He's going to find a way to cheat and just keep eyes and fans interested. And yeah, I think he's going to end up winning.
The Logan Paul, one Kevin Owens, and the Sympathy Predicting community so far are basically 3-1 in favor of Logan Paul retaining right now. So right now, the Dominguezes are in the majority. Chris, also thinking about Logan Paul's pay-per-view track record, he so far has won 2 PLE's performances in a row, his last 2. He won at SummerSlam against Ricochet, and then he won his first title at Crown Jewel. So maybe this is like a whole new turn for him. He's starting like his own little streak. And he has said that he wants to dedicate more time to this. So maybe after the Royal Rumble, we'll start seeing more of that President of the United States Championship. Because one of my biggest complaints about SmackDown, you don't have a dedicated singular presence with a singles championship for the roster to constantly focus on. Branding and marketing and exposure is one thing. Consistent competition and the presence of it is another in your weekly live televised product. Otherwise, I might as well be channel surfing what the heck ever happens in between the channels of Fox up and down. So, Chris, where do you stand this? Does Logan Paul retain or does Kevin Owens win this fight?
Well, this is going to be a knockout match of the year. What WWE is promoting for this match. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a good match. I feel it's going to be a banger of a match. And this is actually the match I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's Kevin Owens and Logan Paul for the United States Championship. These two had an interaction with one another all the way back from WrestleMania in Tampa when Kevin Owens took on Sami Zayn in 2021. And now this is 2024. They're fighting each other for the United States Championship tomorrow night. It's going to be a good, solid match. I got Logan Paul retaining tomorrow night. He's going to go into WrestleMania as champion, possibly against, I'm going to say probably LA Knight, or I would love for the United States Championship to be defended in a ladder match, because we haven't seen a ladder match at a WrestleMania, God knows how long. So I would love to see a ladder match at WrestleMania with Logan Paul, or Logan Paul versus LA Knight at Mania.
It has been a while now that you say that we've had a straight-up ladder match in WrestleMania history. I'm trying to actually think about what the last one was at the top of my head, but I can't think of it. All right. So far we've had one individual believes that Kevin Owens will knock Logan Paul out, despite Logan Paul being a Conan boxer. This match is not brought to you, by the way, by Prime, but I know JJ has that and a lot to say also on his mind, as he not speaks only from one individual, but two. That's why I saved him for last, particularly two. JJ, where do you stand with the presence, the presentation, the perception, and the ownership of the United States Championship. The floor is yours. And also shout out to Natalie, who will also be sharing her predictions via JJ. And Natalie, welcome to the Predictions League. Good luck to you. Please enjoy the Royal Rumble with your friend too. I look forward to engaging with you on predictions again and other forms of entertainment. Take care. JJ, the floor is yours. Where do you and Natalie stand on this match?
Well, let me start off with my daughter, and she seems to be the only one who sides with her uncle in this one. She has KO for the win.
Wow.
However, as I crack open my bottle of Prime here, as has been mentioned multiple times by everybody else here on the panel,
How's that stuff taste?
it's actually really good. Right now, this is all about business and marketing.
Yes.
Logan Paul's biggest rivalry the past year has not been with Kevin Owens.
No.
It's been with the fiance of the Raw ring announcer. I'm thinking we're probably going to get Logan Paul versus Ricochet for the U.S. title at WrestleMania.
Ooh. Wouldn't mind seeing that run back.
Or if we go the Chris Rott's method and make it a ladder match, Ricochet could definitely be one of the men involved in that. But there is no way they are going to have Logan Paul lose the title in his very first defense. It just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I literally, you took the word out of my mouth. It's his first defense. And seriously, the guy is a social media conglomerate mega giant. Imagine.
And I will say this. I watched a couple of different episodes of his Impulsive podcast yesterday, including the John Cena one.
Oh.
Completely changed my outlook on Logan Paul. Watching him sit down and have that hour and a half, almost 2 hour long conversation with Cena, hot on the heels of just recording another podcast with Cena prior to that for Cena's own podcast. So they were together for like 6 hours that day. Completely new level of respect for Logan Paul. So down to earth, so humble. You know, everything that Cena was getting him to open up about, you know, issues that he's had in the past and how he feels like he let his hero, The Rock, down. Just great, great television. And some of it could have just been for the camera. But I tend to feel like we saw a different side of Logan Paul there. So definitely changed my perspective of him a little bit. That's the main reason why I grabbed this tasty bottle of Prime. Strawberry watermelon, only $2 at Walmart.
And it can be yours too if the price is right. All right. Well,
it just can't be Emmanuel's. He lost at that game.
Damn.
Oh, now I have to hear him say that now, JJ. Oh God, he hasn't stopped about talking about Prices Right. He's like, I would have won. Oh, he's been talking about all that. Now I have to hear it somewhere.
Well, again, it's one of those things. Like I said, don't judge the person by the on-screen character if you don't know him. So with that insight, and he was apparently with Chris Van Vliet, as far as we know yet. Thank you for that extra analysis, JJ. Also, Amazon order Prime. Because I gotta see what this stuff's about myself now. I've been hearing it all the time. There's a Prime this, Prime that, Prime this, Prime that. And I'll try tomorrow. Maybe I'll even drink one during the freaking watch along. We'll see. But anyway.
If you would like to see Noah Foster drink a Prime bottle during the watch along, super chat. Simple as that.
I can't imagine drinking anything else but Mountain Dew during watch-alongs, all right? I'm trying.
Hey, at least this way people are paying for your bottle of Prime.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. All right. Well, anyway, 5-1. Logan Paul retains. We'll see, though, if, again, shocking developments, if Kevin Owens
never
actually
know.
gets the title. Or, excuse me, I take that back. 4-2, because now they'll say Kevin Owens. So, we'll see. And, yeah, he's already on it, Josh. We're already started. Oh, good Lord. All right, well, let's go ahead and switch gears here from exhibition match to the match. Or should I say the match theme? Let's talk about the men's Royal Rumble match. And thank you, by the way, to the man whose name is not up on the marquee because I don't have it in my little logos. I got to get that. Good old Jeff Mother. And we are over the 5-minute mark. Fuck it, meet you. Have a safe time in Sin City. All right, guys, here we are once again, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Now, we know a few participants, and I think there's somebody here out to finish a story. I think somebody's out here to fulfill a mission. I think somebody's out here to make Raw sacred. I think somebody is out here to not only play spoiler, but claim for himself selfishly a moment. And I do think other things could happen here, too. In no DQ fashion, as always, everybody gets 3 picks. Your top pick worth 3 points, your second pick worth 2 points, and of course, your let's just see if this guy actually can make it out of the field alive. Pick gets 1 point. Basically, your third pick. We're going to go in reverse order this time, so everybody go ahead and start telling your beginnings of your stories as we shape the road to WrestleMania through the men's Royal Rumble. JJ, you are first. Where do you stand and who you believe should win the men's Royal Rumble match? And after we go around the horn, maybe we'll talk about some surprises and maybe some other storyline steps too, because in Royal Rumble past, we've also seen those subtle teases, those face-offs, those I'm going to come back in and throw you out because I can't stand you or I still hate you or have animosity against you, etc. You got to get those filler feuds in, those exhibitions, bigger than a card you can make on My GM mode in WWE 2K23. And yes, I know 2K24 is coming out later this year. It's not out yet. That's why I didn't refer to it. JD, the floor is yours. What's the men's Royal Rumble outlook look like to you? Who gets the point to that sign?
Well, like last time, I'm going to start with my daughter's picks.
Please.
She's all over the board. Don't chastise her. She is 15.
Aw.
She is picking off of what she sees and she likes, y'all.
I respect that.
Personally, if I'm being honest, and I just sent her the link to the video, sweetheart, if you're watching, I love you, but I don't think any of these people are going to win.
Damn.
I love you. You know that, but let's be real here. Her number 3 choice is Dom Dom.
Wow.
Her number 2 choice is the awesome one, The Miz.
Whoa.
And her
Okay.
number 1 pick is Senior Money in the Bank himself.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Definitely a left field pick, but I mean, how crazy would it be to see Damian Priest win the Rumble, get a title shot at Mania, lose that shot, but because he has the briefcase, immediately get a rematch and get the victory? Just throwing that out there, like that's crazy.
There's a reason
But
why
that
my brain
seems
was
like it's
exploding.
some kind of random stuff that Triple H would book
True.
just to keep people on the toes. As far as me, I feel like this is the most predictable of the Rumbles. That's why I asked for it to go first. My number 1 pick is the straight edge savior, CM Punk. As today is 10 years to the day that he competed in his final Rumble match. So tomorrow is 10 years to the day that he walked out of WWE.
Right.
And he'll be walking back into the Rumble match.
Approved.
So, number 2 is the former dashing one. The man with all the smoke and mirrors. The man who wants us to live in his kingdom, Cody Rhodes.
Who went from undesirable to undeniable.
And number 3, I've got the Ring General, Gunther. And it looks like Natalie is there. Hello, sweetheart.
Oh, hey, hello there.
So she chose 2 and 3 for her best friend who will be watching but doesn't watch a whole lot. So
I respect that.
that makes sense.
That's how you kind of give them like a introduction to this.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's where I stand, and that's where Natalie stands on that. And sweetheart, since you just joined, we already did the Logan Paul Kevin Owens match, but we still have the other 2 ahead of us.
But if you want to say something about Logan Paul or Kevin Owens or Prime Energy Drink, you're more than welcome to, Natalie. Again, we appreciate you. Proud member of the Japanese Nerd Multiverse Media, folks. The Prime sponsors us. What? No, it doesn't. Shoot, I'd be freaking rich. All right.
He's asking for Prime to sponsor us. Is what he's.
You know what? Weirder things have happened. Who knows?
I've got to say, and I'm not bullshitting here, this is actually really good.
You gonna try the other flavors, or you gotta stick to just that one?
I do have a blue raspberry that I'm going to try tomorrow when we're on the air.
What does it compare to? Is it like Gatorade?
It's
is it
just
like...
strawberry. Yeah, it's a hydration drink, so it's like a Gatorade, a Powerade, and it's strawberry watermelon. It's really good.
I'm just gonna say this: Gatorade, Powerade are 2 different things, and I prefer Gatorade, and I do the orange and the blue and the red and the clear. I don't care so much for the green, but this isn't a drink endorsing video. This is simply predicting. All right.
All right, Chris, go ahead, sir. I'm done with my prediction. I'll pass it on.
All right, Chris, you're on the bubble. So where's your story stand? Who's your 3?
Well, so am I able to go 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1, or it don't matter?
It doesn't matter what you do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go with 1 through 3. So my primary pick to win this year's Royal Rumble is definitely CM Punk. I've been a huge CM Punk fan my whole life, and I will always be a CM Punk fan. CM Punk is my number 1 to win the men's Rumble and possibly challenge Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at Mania. My number 2 pick is Cody Rhodes. Do I think he's going to finish the story this year? I don't think so. I just don't think he's finishing that story just yet. I know he's on the cover of WWE 2K24. And personally, that's what I just got to say about Cody. And my number 3 is going to shock everybody.
That's what
my number 3 pick. My number 3 pick to win the men's Royal Rumble match is Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
The reason I say McIntyre, it's because he deserves to win a Rumble again. He deserves to be champion in front of fans again. I feel bad that Drew McIntyre didn't win the championship in front of fans because of the pandemic, but I just feel it would be right for McIntyre to win a championship in front of fans and become a world champion. So my 3 picks to win the Rumble match is CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, then. And apparently Sean's like, what? Dude, you crazy. He can't lose Mania 2 years in a row. Do we need to talk about some people's records at WrestleMania as a streak? I'm just saying.
Yeah. So basically, he has the same picks my dad does, just in different order.
Exactly.
Shout out to my pop in the chat room. Good to see you.
Appreciate you as always.
You see, when you said your third one was somebody crazy, I thought you were going to go TGS style and throw out Hulk Hogan.
No.
Because there was someone on the no DQ panel that said Hulk Hogan, and I was like, what the actual fuck, bro?
Yeah, we're at 34 minutes. You could say that. I was like, I'm pretty sure Natalie would have said the same thing too, brother.
I saw last night on the panel video, and when TJS said Hulk Hogan, I I immediately Snapchatted him and says, dude, are you crazy right now? And I said, Hulk Hogan is not going to win the Royal Rumble. And he says, we shall see.
TJS picked Hulk Hogan because he got high. Anyway, if you know, you know. Arlene, you're up next, my friend. What are your 3 picks for this year's men's Royal Rumble? Where do you stand?
So this is where me and my brother were arguing about the men's Royal Rumble. This is one of the ones that and this is going to be a hot take, and maybe a lot of people are not going to like what I'm about to say, but this is just my personal opinion.
As your time.
You know, and I was even going to do like a whole YouTube thing where I was going to say why I felt the way, and like I'll address when I get there. But
forget Simon Miller. Why? Here's why.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna start with 3. I think Gunther's gonna win, but I also like Natalie's pick at number 3. I know we all like a couple of us like laughed at that idea, but then I actually was thinking about it as I was hearing JJ's and Chris's picks. I'm like, well, remember Damien was going through a lot of things. He was facing Bad Bunny and all that stuff. And what did they do to repay him? They gave him the money in the bank. How many stuff have they put Dominic through? And what's a way to repay him? I mean, yeah, I mean,
your MVP from last year, JJ. She's got a point.
So for me, I'm like, she's not that far off. Maybe they'll give him a chance at one of the main titles. He might not win, but at least he had the opportunity because he's faced CM Punk when he came back. He's faced Randy Orton when he came back. So they have a lot of trust in him. So I can see why Natalie would say Dominic, even though like a lot of people like, you guys are crazy. But then I thought about it. So I could see where she was coming from. So that's why I'm like, okay, like if I had a 4th pick, I would pick Dominic just because of that reasoning. But I only get 3. Yeah, I only get 3. But I can see why she would like, that's where my head went. I was like, well, he has done a lot for the company. He's been helping people come back from injury, and he's always the first one. How do they repay him? I'm not saying he has to win. I'm just saying, as a repayment, maybe he gets a chance at one of those main titles, like maybe against Seth. You can go that route. Not against Roman Reigns, obviously, but maybe the Seth Rollins route.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's 2. CM Punk. Now, the reason why I say CM Punk is because I told my brother, one of the things that bothers me is that we have not seen him wrestle. I do not watch AEW, and a lot of fans don't. So that I don't know how he fought in AEW. So I don't know. The last time I saw him fight was when he left, before he left the company. So I don't know what his wrestling style. I would have to go back and watch his matches. So so that's what bothers me, is because he hasn't fought. I mean, he has fought, but like at live events. So we haven't actually seen him on TV fight. So that's what bothers me. I don't think he deserves to win the Royal Rumble without us having to actually see him actually fight a live match, at least in WWE. And so for me, I think unless he would have been in some matches leading to the Royal Rumble, I would have been okay with CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what happened. So I don't think he deserves to just be giving it to him. So that's why I'm not a fan of CM Punk winning. Because of that simple fact that I haven't not seen him wrestle. And maybe a lot of fans have not seen him wrestle since AEW. The last time they've seen him is before he left the company. So I think for me, like I said, like I don't think he should win it because of that. Because we haven't seen him. So that's what bothers me. I feel like if it would have been any other person, everybody would have been like, if it would have been CM Punk returning, let's say it would have been another wrestler who hasn't fought and won the Royal Rumble. I feel a lot of people would be like, oh, well, why does he get to win? Because like he hasn't even we haven't even seen him fought. So why And for me, I'm like because it's CM Punk, a lot of people are more okay with it, I feel like. And so that's why I feel like CM Punk doesn't deserve it because of that reason. And then number one, I think it's Cody. Now, one of the things I was telling my brother when Hulk Hogan was talking about his 80 year and something that the announcers were referring to at Monday Night Raw. We've only had a couple people who had won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. And I know Walter and a lot of people are like, I don't like the idea of having a back-to-back winner. They mentioned the last time they had a back-to-back winner was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that was in I forget what year. I don't even want to quote what year. Stat Boy, help me out because I don't know what year that happened. But when he won back-to-back, I don't want to be wrong because then they're like, oh, she was wrong. But like the last time there was a back-to-back Royal Rumble winner was Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was a long time ago.
You are correct, and it was.
Was it 2000,
I have it right here
2001?
too. 97, 98.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because 2001 was the last time he actually won.
2001.
Yeah.
So only a few people have had that, and they mentioned Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So this is where my head went. I was like, wow, only a few people can say that they won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. Hulk Hogan even at one point mentioned that Cody Rhodes could be the next Hulk Hogan.
I love that.
And what's one of the records that he can say that Roman hasn't had? Winning the Rumble back-to-back. Cody Rhodes, number 1.
Whoa, well, all right then. And again, very, very fair analysis. If nothing else, we're pretty much all in the same mindset as far as the people we're thinking about, but at least there's different dynamics to how we think this person should win versus this person shouldn't. So I really love that. Before we get to Emmanuel, who has already stated in his name, he's wrong, but whatever, just disagree. Shout out real quick to a $20 super chat from Pop. Thank you so much and appreciate your viewership and support for Simply Predicting. And again, if folks enjoyed the conversation, please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If you want to be part of Simply Predicting, use hashtag Simply Predicting and just hook up with me or JJ, Jeff, and we'll be happy to have your voice, your passion, and your take. Before I go to Manuel, I see JJ does have his hand. What's up, JJ?
I just want to address the elephant in the room that's going off in all our private chats as well as the chat here. Variety magazine is reporting Vince McMahon has resigned from TKO.
What?
Following the allegations that have come out over the last couple of days. So everything looks like it's on the up and up as far as the report that is breaking news right now.
Wow. Okay. And if you all want to hear more about that, donate, dictate, or stay tuned for Open Mic Night this week, hosted by the Renegade here, JJ Williams. That again is Open Mic Night, your weekly Saturday night shenanigans. That will be, of course, after tomorrow night's Royal Rumble, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, then. Well, that certainly is something I didn't expect tonight. Jeez, oh, pace.
Yeah, I don't think any of us did, but with Slim Jim having pulled their sponsorship of tomorrow,
yeah, that's
as a result of everything, TKO needed to try and do something to get the sponsors back and to run any more risk of losing anything. So it doesn't surprise me that this was done.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, if we can try to keep the focus in the chat room on the task at hand, on predicting the Royal Rumble. If you would like to have us discuss this any further, super chat, simple as that. If you guys can't follow our requests, we will start timing people out. Let's keep on track, please.
All right.
And that goes for the people that are a part of the greater multiverse of media as well.
As Daniel alluded to, and Daniel always also a great friend of the multiverse. Speaking of great friends, supporters, MVPs, VIPs of the multiverse, from one counter opinion, I'm sure, to another, as the name implied, let's go ahead and hear what's on Emmanuel's mind. So, Emmanuel, how do you dictate the men's Royal Rumble? What are your key 3 picks? Who starts their story on their road to WrestleMania? The floor is yours.
Yeah, my number 3 pick, least likely who's going to win the Royal Rumble, is Gunther. It's a personal feeling. Like, I really want Gunther to win this, to be honest with you. He needs to win this. Like, I don't want to see Cody Rhodes win it. I don't want to see CM Punk win it. Gunther versus Roman Reigns. That's the matchup I want to see in WrestleMania. But it's not going to happen because that's not Triple H's plan. It's not in the plans of anybody's in WWE right now, to be honest. So that's why he's my number 3. Number 2, like, it's a toss-up. Like, I want to say, like, Drew McIntyre. I want to say Cody Rhodes. But it makes more sense that Cody Rhodes is going to be in the Final 4 than over Drew McIntyre. He's probably going to be in the top 5, probably. So I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes for that pick because Cody Rhodes needs that extra oomph, the extra motivation. I need to be in that chamber. I need to finish my story because once they find a match for Elimination Chamber, like, what's more intriguing? Who's going to face Roman Reigns in WrestleMania in an Elimination Chamber? No. What brings money is who faces Roman Reigns in an Elimination Chamber match. And that's where Cody slides in and wins the chamber, qualifying, even though he's not part of SmackDown. Let's say for this purpose, they add people for Raw and SmackDown get the same
in a promotion elimination chamber. I got you. They used to do that a long time ago.
Yeah. And then number 1, of course, CM Punk. He has never won the Royal Rumble. It will guarantee his happiness for WWE, the reason why he came back to WWE. Even though Arlene spoke her anger about CM Punk winning, I understand that because as a part-timer, he's not going to wrestle that much, but that's what CM Punk is. Like, whenever he appears, the people are going to say CM Punk, no matter what it does. Even if he speaks, he doesn't need to wrestle all the time. That's like when we went to that San Diego crowd, people were mad that CM Punk didn't appear. Yeah, they're mad because we didn't see CM Punk. I was telling my sister they never advertised CM Punk appearing in that San Diego crowd, but that's how it is. So it makes more sense storyline wise for it to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. That's the matchup, or they would have gave the title away on this last Monday Night Raw when Seth announced the injury. They really want to have that match. That's why they postponed it, and that's why we're not going to see Seth Rollins fight in an Elimination Chamber match or any foreseeable future, and save him for that WrestleMania spot against CM Punk. Mostly verbal communication and bribery instead of, feel that heat and hatred towards each other than getting in the ring.
Shoot versus work, kayfabe, blurring the lines. I mean, we talked about verbatim, JJ, since open mic night, of course, when it came to hi, thank you situation at the end of Survivor Series War Games. And when it comes to WrestleMania, what's most important is how you begin. But after that, you got to have a build, like the Fast and Furious franchise, and why they freaking somehow still survive because they got Vin Diesel in it. But the middle is boring as hell. I said what I said. Anyway, it's one of those things where I also do think you want a person that's going to really be able to hype, promote, build this thing out as big as possible. So that also comes into who could really lead with that amount of pressure on them to sell this after they win the Royal Rumble. Again, Royal Rumble is where you are in that role. Now you have to own it. So that being said, that boy, it's on you. How do you dictate who starts their story heading on the road to WrestleMania? What are your key 3 picks? And just to give y'all a bit of hindsight to help get that way some hindsight, looking at the people that put in the predictions so far, 39. Across the board, it's juggled between CM Punk, Cody, CM Punk, Cody. There's some Drew McIntyre. There is some Gunther's, but primarily in the top spot and the second spot particularly, they're literally tossed between CM Punk and Cody. So again, which way do you lean on? That boy, I now leave that to you to decide for yourself. Go for it.
Thank you, Noah Foster. I will give you the quick version. I agree with my brother on the order: Punk, Cody, Gunther, in that order. Reasons being, We all know what Gunther did last season, being the Iron Man. You cannot deny that fact. That is his stat, an hour 17, so he can easily win that title again. With what happened on Raw last week, as Seth was in the ring, he can easily he has house money here. He can easily declare whenever he wants to go for the title because he deserves it. He has proven how good of a talent he is and how good of a champion he is. So let's give him the Royal Rumble win. As far as Punk and Cody go, Punk is a former two-time Iron Man, 2011 and 2014, and Cody, of course, is last year's winner. As much as I like the concept of the back-to-back winners and the two-time winners, no one's really able to touch Stone Cold 3 times. There are a couple records, of course, that everybody knows about. Chris Jericho has the longest, the most cumulative time in a Rumble. That stat is pretty much safe. The only person that has a chance this year to do that is Rey Mysterio. Also, depending on how you count Rumbles, if you just count the traditional Rumble every year, the numbers change. So by my count, he's got to go 45 to 55 minutes to get that title away from Chris Jericho. The most eliminations record, not going to be touched. That's of course that's held by Kane. He's got 45 or 46 eliminations. The only person that can have any chance of coming close is if Braun Strowman is in the match and he copies what Brock Lesnar did 2 years ago, eliminating 13. Probably not going to happen. So as far as the men go and the overalls go, everything is safe, except for Ray. Randy Orton, of course, is in second place, but he's going to be busy with the main event. So there you go with that. I would have liked to see Punk wrestle a little more. Yes, he had his match against Dominic in the Garden, but it was really non-televised. It was shown thanks to fan footage and a few footage there, but this will be his first match back televised in a WWE ring. And of course, he and Cody went nose to nose last week. Also, there are tons of names out there for the surprise entrance. Of course, the one that I'm not talking about Hogan here. And there's 3 beautiful letters, and it can happen because we have not heard from him since last month. MJF. Do not be surprised if he pops out. If he comes into the Rumble, the crowd will go crazy. And heck, why not have a triple threat nose to nose between Punk, Cody, and MJF? And then, everybody's like, and then probably they'll get really close, and maybe Cody will say, or maybe Punk will say, "Are we sure we're not in AEW right now?" You never know with those 3. So that would be my surprise entrant prediction. Hogan coming out, sure, why not? He teased it, but I don't see it happening. But you never know. Never say never when it comes to wrestling.
I'm about to say, if last year taught us anything, it's to never say never. And I would not rule out the possibility of Punk, Cody, and MJF being in a WWE ring at the same time, because I thought last year hell froze over when CM Punk came back to WWE. Just saying. And as far as I'm concerned, CM Punk, clean slate, especially if you saw that video. Respect. All right. Well, good stuff all around here. So I think now is a good time to just get some people's thoughts regarding maybe a surprise maybe encounter you may think may happen. But I did see Emmanuel had his hand up first, and then we'll go on the horn and get a quick file. We'll move on to our next match. So Emmanuel, what's on your mind?
No, I'm about to say for the special entrance, but like I was showing a TikTok video, and you probably would appreciate it, Noah. Imagine this happening in a Royal Rumble surprises. 3, 2, 1, glorious! And then
My NXT!
Yes.
Damn it!
That's
Noah
right.
would pop hardcore for that.
I would make sure that I shut these two up just so I could take it in. With all due respect.
Yeah. Last run for Bobby Roode before he calls it a career. It'll be fitting because of his scoliosis, even if it's I think that's where he had his surgery.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that.
And I'm not sure if he's 100%, but if he is, by the run, he's the backstage producer now. He's driving. It'd be a great send off. At least one more cheer, one last hurrah for him, and that'll be glorious as an entry.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm still sad I'm never going to get Triple H versus Bobby Roode because there's just so much similarity I see in those two. And the fact now that he's a producer and working alongside Triple H, it just seems absolutely poetic. Okay. Yes, Arlene. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Can I just piggyback on my brother? I've been telling him that they need to get Funaki. Or, as an announcer, how the Japanese announce table, they always announce tables. Get Funaki, but they're talking in Japanese, and he's like, "You're in the Rumble," but in Japanese, and he's taking off his clothes. Oh God, I love that so much. I would love that so much.
And Funaki have a moment. All right, you know what? I've always been a fan of Funaki, SmackDown's #1, so I definitely could appreciate that thought. Chris, go ahead, man. What's on your mind as far as surprise entrant?
Surprise entrances, I have some of them.
Go with a couple because we'll go to our next match and you'll be leading that off. But go ahead, and then we'll go to JJ on that surprise entrant. Tense.
I know Mike says MJF. That could be interesting because we don't know if he said goodbye to AEW or if he's really injured. I just don't know. But if MJF shows up, he signed with WWE and we did not know about it. Who I could see show up is, I think Braun Strowman is definitely going to return tomorrow. I see Ricochet coming back. I see Rey Mysterio. I see Sheamus. I do see the return of Andrade tomorrow in WWE.
I could see that actually.
And I'm making two bold predictions. I think Big E is going to return tomorrow night because Big E's hometown is Tampa, Florida, and
True.
Tomorrow's Royal Rumble's in Tampa, Florida. So it'll be fitting for Big E to come back. And another bold prediction who I can see coming out tomorrow as the number 10 entrant is Sean Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger, tomorrow night. And I also see Sami Zayn returning tomorrow.
Well, at least you got a lot of optimism towards internal. But speaking of returning, simply predicting, the man whose name is not on the marquee, but the man that, of course, inspired us all, Jeff Meacham. Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, cool. I was told the chat room's pretty much blown up about the news that broke. So I will say this really quick, and then I have to pop back out because as you can see, I'm on location. I'm not even supposed to be here. As the show says. Hi everybody. So we weren't going to talk about what's going on, obviously, because it's very sensitive, and we don't have any facts, or we didn't until a few minutes ago.
Right.
Instead, the position is going to be tomorrow night, open mic night. We will discuss, unbelievably, again for the second time in just under 2 years, the resignation of Vince McMahon from TKO and apparently WWE. So we will talk about it tomorrow. Whether I'm available to be on the stream during the open mic hours or not is still up in the air. It depends how we do in Vegas as far as the Royal Rumble watch along and the start of the concert. But one way or the other, it'll be addressed by the team. I know JJ, feeling better as he is, will hold down the moderator thing as he do. I will say this: I was not wanting to talk about it. it got to the point, and I told JJ this in confidence on private chat, but what the hell at this point? I was becoming physically ill going on social media and reading the replies. Like, it was literally making me have to shut my phone and dash to the bathroom that sick. And even now my stomach's rumbling from it. But Vince McMahon resigning over this is just too big a story to ignore. And we won't ignore it at this point. However, for the sake of this chat, center stage, look at me, fancy. For the sake of the rest of this show, guys, everybody in the chat room, let's focus on what's going on tomorrow night during the Royal Rumble. And I promise you, during open mic night, we will discuss the Vince McMahon situation.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
So if everybody in the channel can just do me that favor, let's keep the discussion to the Royal Rumble card. Yes, sir.
And brother, you're on your way to.
Hold on. Time out, everybody. JJ had his hand up first. JJ, speak.
How should we handle the $2 super chat that came in from Josh regarding the topic?
What did he say exactly?
Good riddance, Vince, for discussion after predict.
Let's allow the 60 superstars involved in the Royal Rumble matches, as well as the 6 people involved in marquee title matches tomorrow, have their moment in the sun on this channel.
Agree.
And on these channels. Josh, you know I love you, but let's go ahead and focus on the Royal Rumble matches and participants for tonight. Let's have a awesome call tomorrow. I'm going to be in Sin City, baby. Life is good. I'm going to be calling up from Vegas, man. I love me some Vegas. So let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy everything the WWE has to offer tomorrow. And soon as that lower third graphic appears and we open mic night it, we'll get into it. I promise.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mikey, you were going to say something before I leave?
Yes, go ahead.
Split your aces and bet on black.
I am not going up there to gamble, muckerfother. You know that. Come on now.
You don't have to blow all the money. Just 1 or 2 bets and leave. That's it.
I'll tell you what. If anybody wants to super chat me what I owe Josh and then go from there, then maybe.
Just one hand. That's all you need. One hand.
I am not. Will you stop it?
Let's get back on track.
All right. Let's get back on track. First off, thank you, Jeff.
See you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your show.
You too. Thank you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jeff motherfucking Meacham bringing in.
Log off. Why?
He does not log off. Okay, I got you. That's all for him, folks. Did you get it? Or I have to do it? I got it. Bye, Jeff. There it is. And then it was back to, of course, the Spectacular 6. First off, thank you, Jeff Meacham, for dropping by, simply predicting. Always a pleasure to have the man whose name on the marquee, the boss of us all, and of course, a great friend, and also the West Coast professor, christened by Mike Tanay himself. Great to have him part of the conversation. So again, folks, please stay tuned to Open Mic Night following our Royal Rumble watch-along. Again, the Royal Rumble watch-along will be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, and the kickoff will be headlined by JJ, by me, as we preview the entire festivities. And who knows, there might be some tomfoolery that happens as well, and maybe an argument. And then after the watch-along, we will go verbatim into this and more, hosted by the Renegade JJ Williams, with the weekly Saturday night shenanigans that are Open Mic Night. Again, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here across the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media. All right, as we return back to what we were previously back here for, I believe the only one left to give us a surprise entrant fought for the Men's Royal Rumble. JJ, you heard a couple of interesting ideas here. What's your take on surprise entrants or face-offs that maybe you could see happen or want to see happen this year in the Men's Royal Rumble? What's your take?
Well, considering Chris rattled off like 10 of them, he listed most of the ones I was going to throw out there. So.
Internally, might I add, young man.
The only name that I haven't heard mentioned is the possibility of one Rainmaker.
All right. Now, if you thought I was going to take the thing hostage if Bobby Roode's music plays and it's not a Def Rebel crap song, but the CFOS song, if I hear a coin drop, I will make sure that I overshadow these two and blow their eardrums out. I'm just going to leave it at that. And yes, St. Petersburg, not Tampa. Well, again, it's Florida. Again, who has the freaking U.S. geography degree here? Not me. So we'll see what happens. All right. And Pop, if you are there near, I suggest have fun, my friend. And definitely, if you can, enjoy the festivities. And to everybody out there, be safe, be better, and have fun. All right. Well, again, if nothing else, the Men's World Rumble, we got 4 names in mind, maybe 5 or 6. I do see a couple people here said Dominic Mysterio, so believe it or not alone. Someone even said Shinsuke Nakamura, and I honestly don't know where Shinsuke goes from here or what weird Japanese folklore story he tells without one of those gates out of Ghostwire Tokyo. So we'll see. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our next match here. That was a fun discussion. And we're going to go ahead and change up the order here. We're going to start with the man who calls himself the head of the table. I'll acknowledge you more than I will. I actually won't go that far here. We're going to start with him, and then we're going to go clockwise again. So, Chris, you kick things off with this. Acknowledge me if you want. It is a fatal 4-way for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship between the Viper, Randy Orton. And before I talk more about this, shout out to Statboy Mike, of course, the man with the stats, as always. Appreciate it, as always, brother. He gave me another interesting stat here regarding Randy Orton. Randy Orton, by the way, folks, he has freaking faced up against Roman Reigns in like 30 different occasions now. It's absolutely ridiculous. But he also gave me a stat regarding fatal 4-way matches, how they've not been in favor of Roman Reigns, and shout out to the source for that. Let me make sure here. Always cite your sources, be honorable, folks. That's journalistic integrity. Shout out to at WWE Stats for Wrestling Stats and Info, saying that Roman Reigns' WWE Fatal 4-Way matches history. He's lost 2014, lost 2015. He won 2015 and 16, lost in 16 and 17. So he has been in 6 previously, and the ratio is 1-2, lost 4. So you take that for what you will. Place your bets. We're not in Vegas. Anyway, it's the Viper Randy Orton, who has not faced the Tribal Chief at all during his run. It is, say it with me now because he deserves that respect, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. And the phenomenal AJ Styles, who has also never faced the Tribal Chief. And by the way, LA Knight, the last victim of the Tribal Chief, of course, at Crown Jewel. Fatal 4-Way match. First time the Tribal Chief defending the title in Fatal 4-Way action. Would not surprise me if the Bloodline's involved. For the love of fucking God, don't have a run with a damn hoodie and bring in Jigga Fatu or Tama Tonga or Ava Rain or some third distant cousin of Rocky Maivia, damn it. How about you do something freaking original? How about you give us a damn clean victory? How about you maybe actually believe in the worth of this guy as champion? But I digress. Anyway, no, I don't digress. I got to stop doing that. Anyway, Chris, your thoughts on this match, your prediction, who you got winning this Fatal 4-Way?
Well, Noah, you did a good job on your rant, so I'm giving you credit on that, dude.
I try my best not to rant sometimes. Sorry.
That's my shtick, but it's good.
Sorry about that, Mike.
So my red step boy approved, apparently. Okay,
but with this Fatal 4-Way, it's gonna. I'm also looking forward to this Fatal 4-Way match tomorrow. You got the Viper, Randy Orton. You got the Tribal Chief, the guy mode himself, head of the table, Roman Reigns. You got LA Knight, and you got AJ Styles. This Fatal 4-Way is going to be intriguing. And originally, it was going to be Randy versus Roman at the Rumble, but WWE just didn't want Randy to lose his first feud back with WWE, and I feel it was a right move to do. I hope they visit Roman versus Randy down the road. With LA Knight, he lost to Roman at Crown Jewel due to the Bloodline, and AJ Styles, he never took on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns before. He took on the big dog Roman Reigns back in 2016, but not the Tribal Chief character. This Fatal 4-Way is going to be good. I don't see AJ Styles or LA Knight winning this. I do see them having like a mini feud going into maybe WrestleMania or the Elimination Chamber. I don't see Randy Orton winning this because I do think he's going to be going into a feud with Solo Sikoa for WrestleMania. I do see Randy versus Solo at WrestleMania. But I have my buddy, my head of the table, my tribal chief, God mode himself. I'm a huge Roman Reigns supporter, and I will always be a Roman Reigns supporter. You all have to acknowledge Roman Reigns at the head of the table. Roman's winning tomorrow, and this is going to be the main event tomorrow because I just have a gut feeling we are going to be hearing a theme song tomorrow after this show goes semi off the air. We are going to hear The Rock's theme song tomorrow night at the end of the Royal Rumble. The Rock is going to come down to the ring, confront Roman Reigns. He's going to point to WrestleMania, and we have our WrestleMania Sunday main event, Roman versus The Rock for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And you could all believe that.
All right. We'll see. I'm just going to leave it at that. JJ, you're next, brother. Where do you stand in this fatal four-way? Again, we talk about triple threats. You have Buffer, you have Fall Person. In a fatal four-way, I think the format is slightly different. You got Buffer, you got Fall Person, but I also think you have, again, the spoiler. And truth be told, how did AJ come back? He clocked LA Knight. Randy Orton here is the vet, but at this point, he has no bad blood with any of these men as of right now. So, JJ, where do you stand with this? Excuse me. Pardon me.
Well, we're going to start off with my daughter, as we have been.
Absolutely.
As you saw in the chat, she's been looking forward to this match. She acknowledges her tribal chief.
Of course she does.
She has Roman winning and retaining.
Fair enough.
I'm still so torn on this match.
Do tell.
Because on the one hand, Cody needs to finish his story, but he doesn't have to defeat Roman to finish the story. I honestly feel it would be a better moment if Cody defeats his former mentor, Randy Orton, to finish the story, which sets up Roman versus Rock, because that doesn't need a championship. As Daniel put, it's for the head of the table. That doesn't need a belt.
No.
But if you listen to Rock in his interviews, he doesn't want this to be a one and done. He wants to tell a long-term story.
As he's old school, which I respect.
You know, you think about WrestleMania 27 and how The Miz defeated John Cena cleanly in the middle of the ring. There was no outside interference whatsoever. I'm kidding. But I could see Roman versus Cody with The Rock as the guest referee at WrestleMania. And Rock costing Roman the title that way. And then we get another year-long slow burn to Rock Roman at 41. Much like we got the year-long slow burn to Cena Rock. So I'm very torn as to which way this goes, because both of those routes make perfect sense.
Yes.
In my heart, I want Randy to win and walk out with the title.
Yes.
But it's too hard right now to bet against the tribal chief. I acknowledge Roman Reigns.
Damn it. Yeah.
Noah, what are your thoughts on this match?
Damn it.
Gotta
Look.
throw you in the middle there somewhere. You can't always go last just because you were on the review.
I
You're on their
know.
predictions.
I know. Look, you guys know verbatim how I felt about particularly the last year of the Tribal Chief run. I endured that, what you want to call it, main event at SummerSlam. If I said it before, I'll say it again. If Legacy can't do it, why can't Blood do it? Neither succeeded last year when I thought they should. And where you thought the story should have been finished in the Mecca Sports Entertainment, it didn't. So at this point, Finish the Story is a marketing ploy for me. It is just something that is a theme. It's almost as long as the One Piece anime series or Pokemon, if I'm being perfectly honest. Especially with Triple H saying the story's never finished.
It's also the slogan of 2K24.
How ironic.
Finish your story.
Point. Yeah, and I wonder if that actually has a definitive finish. Or is
and
it one
who's
of those
on the
things?
Cover?
Cody. So, look, Cody's already a winner in my book because his second run in his career right now has brought him to the biggest light more than ever in his entire wrestling run. So, honestly, at this point, does he need to finish the story this year? And by finish the story, we're talking about winning that title, simply put, and holding it. I didn't say where, I didn't say against who, but that's the story that Cody's trying to finish. Now, what's the added piece is, whether you write fanfic or nonfiction, it's entirely up to you. But as far as this Fatal 4-Way goes, I look at it in two scenarios. LA Knight came up short last year, and right now, he's never had a WrestleMania moment. But AJ Styles felt a moment was taken from him last year. These two are going to cause each other here, so I've already taken them out of the picture. I think they're going to face each other at WrestleMania. I don't see necessarily these two men being involved in a feud against Logan Paul for the United States title. I don't. And I know LA Knight and Logan Paul will be a very interesting promo battle, but I think LA Knight's worth more of the United States Championship. Just saying. So that just leaves Randy Orton, the man that defined legacy with Cody Rhodes and Roman, who has defined a bloodline now for 4 years straight. Damn it. I've done bet against Roman in his existence as Tribal Chief 3 times, and it bit me in the ass every time. Drew McIntyre became a karaoke singer. Jey Uso is still a tag team player. And Cody Rhodes, he's the guy now that's known for a TikTok meme, finish the story. So at this point, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm a fucking idiot. Roman Reigns retains. I think Roman Reigns pins AJ Styles because he's already huge enough as it is, and it causes AJ to go AWOL on everybody. Now, whether or not that's further feud between him and Orton, or if that's how you build LA Knight and AJ Styles, I'm just going to say that Roman wins. The one thing I do hope happens here, though, in the conclusion, he actually does it on his own and proves something to me that he's worthy of being called champion. Because for the last several months, I've called him way less than that, and I still do. Acknowledge that. But I say Roman retains, and I say fuck that. Mikey, go ahead. Your thoughts on this Fatal 4-Way. What are the 4-man stand you have for Roman retaining? Also, damn it.
Just to confirm, the choice is who walks out with the title, correct?
Correct.
Unfortunately, that's where the choice comes in because, you know, anybody can pin anybody in a Fatal 4-Way, and since the belt is on the line, that makes it a whole lot more different. We are on day 1,244. He is now part of the Mount Rushmore of longest reigning WWE champions with Bruno, Hogan, and Backlund, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's got that accolade. We all know that, as you said, Randy has fought 30 plus times. I believe the number is 37, and Randy has only had 5 official wins over Roman. One of them, of course, being the Royal Rumble, where Randy won the match and Roman was in the match, and Randy also eliminated Roman from that said match. That's a victory all the way around for that.
Yep.
AJ has only, this will be the 9th time that AJ and Roman have fought. And of course, this will be the 2nd time that LA Knight has fought. So I can eliminate LA Knight. I love the guy. He is excellent on the mic. If there was a belt title for microphone skills, it would go to LA Knight. Yeah, hands down.
I agree.
I can't see the belt going to AJ because he's doing this dark evil gimmick that I do not agree with, but I don't see a dark evil champion. So now we're down to Roman and Randy. If this is the baseball terminology that Paul Heyman uses, you know, we're in the top of the 6th right now. So he's going to keep going with the belt. But unfortunately, we've got Rock Roman in the background. Again, this is where you got to flip the coin. You know, they want to do Roman Rock WrestleMania. Do they want to put the title on the line? If they keep the belt on Roman, then Rock Roman is going to go to Roman no matter what, because the belt is on the line. If it's Rock Roman by themselves, Rock can win and be the head of the table. There's no belt involved, like it was said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love my niece very much. I do not want to disappoint her. I do not want to say I disagree with her.
Do it.
And
Do it.
that is the
Do it.
heartbreaking moment
Do
that I will not play. Roman retains. That is my official pick. It will be a great match. There will be finishers up the wall. I don't see the bloodline getting involved. I really don't. I want to see Roman break the odds and do this on his own. The catalyst being Knight, Orton, and Styles are going to battle each other at some point, and that'll just give Roman the opportunity to come in, hit a few spears, throw a few Superman punches, and get the victory. And the streak and the lineage and the numbers just keep going up. If I'm wrong in this match, I'm fine with it, honestly, because then they can continue the story somewhere else. Roman wins.
And let's see, out of 40 that's put it in so far, Emmanuel, 37 say Roman retains, 1 Brave Soul said LA Knight, and 2 out of 1 said Randy Orton. So what do the voices in your head say, besides the fact that I see what you mean in your username? But go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, fantasy foot game for me. It's going to happen right now. Well, I really want to happen. Can you imagine in a Royal Rumble, Randy Orton coming with the Legend Killer gimmick with the fireworks dropping? Hey, nothing you can say.
They're not copyright, but I miss that theme.
He needs to have the Legend Killer. And what's the legend of Roman Reigns' title run to be over? That's the one legend he hasn't killed yet.
With a punt to the head.
Yeah, with the punt to the head. Exactly, Noah. And win the title. But because I disagree with Mikey with saying that the billing weren't fair. They weren't fair because they wouldn't be booking the last week's them constantly beating up Randy, beating up Styles, beating up LA Knight, like they're going to interfere. What makes sense, what if they get off in the background, like they're fighting off with LA Knight and AJ Styles, let's say. What if The Rock appears in the match, helps Randy Orton defeat Roman Reigns to set up the match? Roman Reigns enters the Royal Rumble at number 30.
Oh, God.
People are going to boo. Who eliminates him? Cody Rhodes. Denying him for a rematch for that WrestleMania. That way you have Randy Orton. This is Cody Rhodes. The matchup that does make sense. Legacy, business legacy. Teacher, business mentor. we get Rock versus Roman without the title, and we get CM Punk versus Seth Rollins without and by themselves. We get what we got. So ignore what I said, because if I was in Las Vegas, I would be wasting money, because we know Roman Reigns is probably gonna win this, continue the reign. What reign? It's a joke. Let's face it. It's overdone. It's overkilled. And the fact that people are saying to extend and breed the Hulk Hogan's record, are you freaking kidding me? At that point, I'll protest WWE. I would stop seeing WWE. Period. Is that ridiculous? That's not. Yeah. The only program I probably would see was NXT, just to support it. That's not their fault.
My NXT.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't digress.
Yeah. I'd rather see NXT than main roster at that point. I would not care about what's going on in the main roster. I would not see WWE main roster anymore at that point if Roman Reigns does not lose the title at WrestleMania at that point. That would be ridiculous and bad for business. They know that.
Here's the thing. Hi, Jeff. I don't think they know it's bad for business because they're making more money than ever. And I think they're in that comfort zone with him in that spot, considering who he's working with. Paul Heyman. I would argue to say, whenever this Roman bloodline saga series longer than a Harry Potter book is over, I think Roman Reigns is the last Paul Heyman client.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I really think that's the case.
Yeah, because like you mentioned, if Paul Heyman gets elected to the Hall of Fame this year, that has to be it. That has to be the end of the reign for Roman Reigns. If we don't see an announcement for Paul Heyman being in the Hall of Fame, I think it's Roman Reigns is going to break that record, because why would he continue that meal ticket that he doesn't have anymore?
That's fair, and that's absolutely fair. Although so is could pull a Godfather and literally shoot the man in the back or stab the sword like Brutus did to Julius Caesar, but that's a whole different conversation. All right, Arlene. So where do you stand in this fatal four-way? Again, Randy Orton, for what it's worth, he's the last of the original generation, for being honest. How about a wrestling class? He's the one that's still here, still going, and we weren't sure if he's going to come back. I'm glad to see he's back. And again, in this industry, I do believe everyone has a right and should have the right to dictate when they're done on their own terms. And the fact that he has, let's call it what it is, a second chance to go the distance that he wants to go, I think is very noble. But I don't know necessarily how it begins or how it starts. I don't think it's really started yet. I think it does start tomorrow based on this match. And truth be told, Roman Reigns and Randy Orton one-on-one, Tribal Chief versus the Viper, has not happened. So if this is the sixth inning, God forbid, maybe they try and push the singles match that was supposed to be here to SummerSlam. And how fitting would that be, considering it was Randy Orton and Roman Reigns back in the day at SummerSlam, where it was one of Roman's first big wins as a singles competitor. So it's just one of those things. I think at the end of the day, the two to think about here is Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. But Arlene, where do you stand to close this conversation?
So just to bounce off what Chris said, about how they made it a fatal four-way because they didn't want Randy Orton to get pinned. So you're okay with AJ Styles possibly getting pinned then? He just came back from injury too. Shouldn't he? Come on. I mean, that's not a good enough excuse. I mean, Randy Orton's been in the business for a while. If he needs to take a pin to pull someone over, even though Roman Reigns is already at that level, he's going to do it for the best of the business, okay? Even though I love Randy Orton, my brother knows. Every time there's a WWE event, that I'm always holding my I love Randy Orton sign. But I digress, like you said, or used to say.
But
do you hear voices in your head, or do you burn in the light?
Oh, I hear voices in my head only because of the Triple H and him storyline. I don't like the way it ended, but just his RKO and Stephanie McMahon, I was like, no, it's not a good idea. I was like, no, Randy, even that's not okay with this.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this real quick. WrestleMania 25 for me was a one-match show, and if you know me, you know what match I'm talking about. But continue.
Yeah. So, anyways, back on topic. I do feel like AJ Styles and LA Knight are going to be too concentrated on one another to even think about, like what's in the title picture, essentially. But, I do feel that Roman Reigns is going to win, and here's why.
Go for it.
I don't think Randy Orton, as much as I want my man to win. Here's the problem. I was telling my brother, you don't think if Roman Reigns were to lose that title, he's not gonna want a rematch for that title?
I can see what you're saying.
So for me, yeah. So for me, it's like he's not announced. As far as I know, I could be wrong. Roman Reigns hasn't been announced for Elimination Chamber, so it's like, if he were to lose, would he challenge Randy Orton or whoever wins? Well, let's be honest. I want Randy Orton to win. So let's say Randy Orton wins. Is he gonna? I feel like if I was Roman in his situation, I would want my title back. Like, so I would be like, Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania, I want my rematch. I don't think Roman Reigns is gonna just sit there and be like, oh, okay, I lost, even though like he might, like, let's say Randy Orton pins LA Knight. Hey, I wasn't even pinned. I want a rematch because I technically never lost the title.
That's a fair caveat.
And even if he does get like pinned, let's say, you don't think Roman Reigns is gonna want a rematch? Like, hey, I wasn't ready. Let's rewind this kind of thing. I feel like in that case, it's like, no, I don't think any of us are thinking about the rematch clause, because not a lot of people really ask for a rematch, or maybe they do. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's where my head is. Is like, if I lost the title, I'm gonna want a rematch, and he hasn't been announced to Elimination Chamber. So what's the next option for him to want a rematch? WrestleMania, and then that changes the whole thing. So that's why I think Roman Reigns is gonna win. I think AJ Styles is gonna get pinned by Roman Reigns.
It just feels like to me that AJ is the most combustible element in this match because he stands on his own. He walks alone. And I think right now there is another story to be told with him based on he's got bad blood with LA Knight. And that's why I do think, to your point, that AJ is the fall guy here. And I think Randy Orton is kind of like, the buffer. Or he might play spoiler because also Randy Orton, he's the Viper. He's not the cerebral assassin, but he's a very methodical player. He picks his moments. All it could take is one RKO from out of nowhere, and as long as you don't have that hypocrite Jimmy Uso coming in and the problem solver, Solo Sikoa, coming in, Randy Orton could literally become champion. I would love to freaking see that. But at the end of the day, it's hard to bet against Roman Reigns. So, yeah. All right. Well, yes, Emmanuel, I see you have your hand up. You have a thought?
Yeah, just a quick thought. Like, just the only reason why I don't want to see Cody versus Roman Reigns is because, like, are we seriously gonna set that fact? We're gonna see the same storyline, the hype up of basically WrestleMania 39. The blend, like, the blend is still strong. Like, it's still there. Like there has to be a split eventually around Elimination Chamber match, because if not, that's gonna be the same old stick. I mean, like, what's gonna be new? What's gonna be interesting in that WrestleMania 40 has that WrestleMania 39 didn't have? What's going to be the unique possibility? So that's why I keep mentioning. I feel like Solo Sikoa is going to enter the Royal Rumble, possibly winning, and probably, like, they see Roman Reigns sees the up and momentum of Solo, and then, like, he qualifies in the Elimination Chamber, and Solo can see that Roman Reigns doesn't like the fact that he's projecting, because other than that, how do you dictate the face term for Solo?
Well, again, Solo's supposed to be the problem solver. I could see him involved in the Men's Royal Rumble, but maybe that's also where you get the summit of Jimmy, Jay, and Solo, and you see how the three relate each other, because I know Jimmy and Jay is another match to happen theoretically, or been talked about, to have in the city of brotherly love, two brothers with a fallout worse than Cain and Abel. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, again, you don't know. And I think we're also overlooking Elimination Chamber because the only thing we know about Elimination Chamber is one thing. It's Down Under, and it's going to be headlined by one person particularly, or it should be. And that, of course, is Mommy. And how fitting that we say this for the main event, considering all the conversation we have, because believe it or not, folks, on this 4-match card, clearly there's only one match left to talk about, and arguably probably the most unpredictable match considering what you don't know versus what you do know. And I think it pleasantly surprised us. So let's go ahead and talk about theoretically our main event. And we're going to go clockwise, starting with the man with the stats. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Yes, JJ, real quick.
I was just going to say, since we are doing the Women's Rumble, why not start with the woman?
That's
Let the
actually
lady
a very,
go first.
That's actually a very fair point versus the middle. Yeah, about to say, respect women in wrestling, respect women friends and fans in wrestling. Damn it.
And then we can go Emmanuel, Mike, Chris, me.
You got it. I like it. Make it official. I always like change up the order. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about the women's Royal Rumble match. Again, we know a few names, and at the end of the day, here's what we know as far as the outlook of the women in WWE on Raw and SmackDown. Damage Control trying to get rid of damaged goods. One person is trying to prove they is better than somebody who's always on top, and that's about it. It's the 30 women Royal Rumble. It's the 7th women's Royal Rumble match. And I'm not going to say anything else. Arlene, set the pace, set the motion, set the story, set your winners. Who are your 3 that you have taking the women's Royal Rumble match? Respect women in wrestling, damn it, by the way.
I'm going to start with 3. I think Liv Morgan is going to come back and she's going to win. And then challenge Rhea Ripley for the title. I think they're gonna follow that storyline. I know, but I can see you're shaking your head. I don't care. I really honestly, I don't see I feel like WWE has been shoving us this Becky Lynch storyline with WrestleMania. That's why I don't see any of the I've seen some of the female ones. I have been watching NXT, but I don't think they would give an NXT lady that spot yet. Maybe. If they did, one of the ones that I would think would be fun, I think JJ would probably be would agree with me, but only because I feel like there's this more to the storyline is Thea Hale, but she's heel Thea Hale, and Jace is gonna help her turn heel because of the whole storyline that I have in my head, but that's for another story. Second,
yeah, y'all think that Riley Osborne wants JC instead of
it's gonna happen, JJ. It's written in the stars. She's putting herself in that position where she's like, I'm gonna help chase you. And what's he gonna do to thank her for helping chase you? Kiss her, and then Thea Hale walks in and sees them kiss, and all hell's gonna break loose.
Don't break my Thea's heart. She's already on a darker path. Don't do that to her, Arlene. Why you gotta be so evil?
Why are we trying to
It's written in the stars, JJ.
Why are we trying to put a teenage soap opera here? What the hell's happening? Anyway,
he mentioned Skullgirl Crush, and usually Skullgirl Crushes, there's always the good guy wanting the bad girl.
I don't know nothing about that. That was never my attention. Anyway, continue.
Anyways, back on topic. Yeah. Becky, only because I am tired of seeing Becky Lynch, and they're pushing that storyline to us, so that's why I think that's my second pick. One, I think because, and this is more like marketing, the show Montez Ford and Bianca Belair's on Hulu now, and there's that publicity, and they're talking about I'm not sure which WrestleMania they're talking about when you see clips of it, but it
was last year's WrestleMania.
Okay, thank you.
Rumble to Mania.
That makes sense.
So for me, I think it's a way to put more eyes on that show. So I think they might give it to Bianca, and that's my number 1 pick for that one.
I mean, she is a consistent, not only Royal Rumble performer, she's also a consistent WrestleMania winner. She has a streak 3 years going, and each one culminated in championship gold.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's leading. And besides, because of the WWD 24 cover, they're both on it. So I think it would be interesting to see who's the bigger diva on the cover too. So that's another way to promote the game because they're both on the cover too. So that's why I'm going that route.
And at one point, we were supposed to get Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, and it didn't happen due to one of them being injured. So that's very fair. All right. Interesting thoughts, and again, don't make me go back to saying that 3-word sentence booking a soap opera for teenagers and young college students on freaking TV in World Wrestling Entertainment. Just saying. Anyway,
we don't need him saying "not my NXT." We've gotten him to where he actually acknowledges this NXT.
I'll say it. Look, and people don't believe me. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. This NXT is better than what it used to be. I'll have to remove, but I digress from it, though. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we were ping-ponging diagonally. So now Statboy. So Statboy, what's your take now on who finishes the story and begins their story starting with this road? Or Bianca Belair, maybe this is like the next season of their reality show. Is the man reaching the end of the line at this point, considering how long she's been doing this? What's your take, Mikey, on the Women's Rumble? Go ahead.
As much as I do like Becky Lynch, great talent, great person, she is not in my 3 choices. She's one. She is a Rumble winner. That is true, but I could maybe see her pulling an Iron Woman on this. I have no problem with that. I will talk about the numbers on that one. I literally have been back and forth between 3 and 2.
Okay.
Number 3 is going to be a surprise entrant, and we all, if you want to call it the elephant in the room, that's fine. Jade Cargill. This will be her moment. She has been doing PR stuff. I would assume she has been putting the work in the Performance Center. It will be her moment. I only give her the number 3 spot because it would continue the possibility of a debut first time entrant to winning it. Why not have a surprise entrant do it? So, I mean, I feel bad that I did not follow her career in AEW. I should have gone back and done that, but I think this is her moment. Number 2. Bad. Yeah, I know. I do. Number 2.
Yes.
Another bit of a surprise. This might make the Internet Wrestling Federation go haywire, but she has a reason for doing it. Rhea Ripley. I have a feeling she will do what Brock Lesnar didn't do when he came into the Rumble as champion, and that is win it. Oh my God, what does this mean for WrestleMania? How can Rhea be the champion? And that means Rhea will have carte blanche, and she'll get to say who she faces at WrestleMania. Or it could be the number 1 entrant, the other women's title holder, but she is not my pick. And she is on the official graphic for WWE, and that would be Bayley. Why not have a stable with all the belts? Bayley deserves this. She has been the workhorse of Damage Control. She is one of the original 4 horsewomen. I'm not denying Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, whatever you want to call her. That's a possible surprise as well, but that's another part of the topic.
Right.
But Charlotte has won. Enough said. Bayley has not. All the 4 horsewomen have had a title. Bayley has not won the Royal Rumble. Sasha came in number 1. She's an Iron Woman. I get that. There's a possibility for that. Never say never. I think Bayley deserves it more than the potential of Sasha coming back and doing it, because she's been. I think her tenure in WWE is longer as well. So I'm going to go Bayley, Rhea, Jade.
Wow. All right. A unique choice there. And that would be a first also. Again, the last time we had a champion actually dictate their WrestleMania, I can't remember off the top of my head. And it would be the first in the women's. And this is the 7th women's Royal Rumble, by the way. So still very young history here being crafted for the women of WWE under this stipulation. God bless you. All right, let's go ahead and ping pong diagonally now to Chris, and then we'll do Amanda, and then we'll do the Renegade for last year. So, Chris, the ball's in your court, my friend. Who's your 3 women and your top player to win the women's Royal Rumble this year? What you got?
Well, this Royal Rumble is intriguing because there's 4 people that declare. All the rest are going to be surprises, returns, debuts, free agency, NXT, all that mumble jumble stuff.
Correct.
I don't think tomorrow this will probably be the main event, but Roman's main eventing. I see the women's Rumble going before the Roman's match. And I see men's opening tomorrow again. I just have a gut feeling. But with the women's Royal Rumble, I'm going to start at number 1 again.
All right.
My number 1 is going to be Bayley. The reason I put Bayley as number 1 is I've always been a Bayley fan. I loved Bayley when I saw her down in NXT. She made me become a lover of Bayley, and I'm a huge Bayley fan. So I got Bayley winning, and I do think that turn with Damage Control is going to happen on the road to WrestleMania. I think Damage Control is going to turn on Bayley. Bayley is going to go off to take on Io Sky at WrestleMania for the women's champion, and I'm making a bold prediction. I think Bayley will defeat Io Sky to become the new women's champion at WrestleMania.
Okay.
My number 2 is Becky Lynch. For a number of reasons why I say Becky is they're heavily pushing the mommy versus the man match at WrestleMania. And I personally think Becky Lynch would be a second. She'll be a good second for me, and she'll be the first 2-time winner. But I just don't think WWE is ready to have a 2-time winner just yet. This is still young, and this is their 7th. So I think it's still kind of early, I am suggesting, but anything can happen in WWE tomorrow. And my number 3, this is going to be a shocker. My number 3 to win the women's Royal Rumble match, I got Nia Jax as my third.
Dude.
Yeah. I got Nia Jax as my third because of one reason. They teased it. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd episode of Monday Night Raw this year, where we had the stare down with Rhea versus Nia.
Oh, Lord.
And personally, I would love to see that match happen. Rhea versus Nia. So, and personally, Nia, she returned to WWE last year at the Royal Rumble, and I called it last year on the panel video. Nia Jax was going to be in the Rumble, and personally, that's one of the reasons she's my third pick to win the Royal Rumble tomorrow. So my 3 picks for the women is Bayley, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax.
Wow. I did not expect to hear Nia's name tonight.
Me
Okay.
neither.
Well, again, I love it though. Varying opinions, which shows this is not as one-dimensional or two-dimensional as people might look at on paper, considering again who's actually been announced for this thing, because we don't know high nor tail the other 20 damn six. So, okay. But there is somebody here that has a name in mind. He wants to be one of those other 26, and who knows? He might get his wish. Emmanuel, you're on the docket here. So, what are your 3 takes on who you believe is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble match and start their road to WrestleMania?
As much as I want her, AJ Lee, like that's why she's my number 3 pick. Most likely, no, it's not gonna happen because I'm not sure how she's feeling body wise. Even though let's say she's been training with CM Punk, doesn't mean she's coming back as face back.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's no guarantee. That's why I put her at my number 3. I want her to be up here. Why not? Like, it popped me for sure. Like, because she's one of the reasons why the Diva Evolution now became the women's wrestling is no longer Diva. She's the main reason why the tides turn at 180 and make a difference in the division and make it more relevant than it was.
I agree.
Number 2, Bayley. I could see Bayley win it. Like, but like it changed my mind because like originally Bayley was gonna be my number 1 guarantee win, but since the Bayley's still with Damage Control, it doesn't seem fitting for her to win. Like it makes no sense. Why would she challenge Io just to like, oh, I'm gonna challenge you, Io, and then that's the face turn and then get beat up. And it doesn't make sense. Why would she betray? Because she still feels 100% thinking that she's with Damage Control and they're still a team. So that mentality went off. Like, no, I don't think she's gonna win it because there hasn't been a heel who has won it. That's why my number 1 pick, then people would be shocked, Nia Jax. Nia Jax is good. Trust me, like, what makes sense. Like, why would you let Nia Jax beat Becky Lynch? Like, Becky Mrs. Rhea does not print money. I'm sorry. I'm done with
damn.
It's the honest truth. Like, the man versus the mommy, no, thank you. Like, I'm done with Becky Lynch. I can see Triple H trying to make the man become the man again, and that kick-ass attitude, but it's a little too late. Momentum has gone to kapoop, per se, because her heel turn was not necessary. Let's be honest. Like it derailed her badly, and I don't feel the momentum that I felt back then in 2018 when Nia broke her nose. But that's a different story. But what makes sense is like build Nia, because let's face it, like Nia has been a dominant challenger. She can't be denied. Like we can't say turn our faces away. Like no, Nia's an unsafe worker. We can't say that anymore because she's been practically safe. She's not like we haven't heard reports that she's hurting people. We haven't heard reports that people are bullying her for a good reason. Who's gonna be cheered, mommy or Becky? And that's not the because it's gonna be more mommy than Becky. That's what WWE doesn't want. What makes sense is mommy versus Nia. That way you get the mixed heat and the possible face turn for Rhea Ripley in the future. Because let's face it, Judgment Day is not going to be there forever. They're about to break up. Once, I don't think Damian Priest is going to cash in throughout the pay-per-view. I think he's going to fail the Money in the Bank at this point of the stage. I don't see it happening now. The time has passed on. Like I don't see it happening now. So what makes sense? That a heel win Royal Rumble. It'll be the first time for a woman heel to win the Royal Rumble.
Ooh, man, you definitely got my wheels turning now that I figure about it. And you also just gave me a subplot to what they might do at Elimination Chamber because, to my point, we're down under in mommy's home turf. And if she's not the main event defending that championship, then WWE, you're still fucked up. Okay, well, before I give it to the man that is an advocate for women's wrestling as much as me and Jeff Meacham, just a couple things here regarding people's top and secondary picks. Primarily across the board, it's Bayley, Bianca, Bayley, Becky, Becky. There's a J, there's a Becky, Bayley. And someone even said Dakota Kai, but I'm pretty sure she's not medically cleared. And there actually is a couple people that did say Nia Jax, but those are the only names I'm constantly seeing in rotation. Now, before I give it to our closer, and fittingly so, along with his daughter, which should be very interesting, I just want to give you guys this caveat that's going to be part of his theme, I'm sure. This man said during last night's panel in the comments, and I quote, "The winner will not be one of those you already know on the graphic." And the known graphic, by the way, folks, is this. JJ, you and Natalie close this thing out. How we shaped the road to WrestleMania for the women in WWE. Wait a second. Do you got something real quick, Chris? What are you doing?
Yeah,
he's had his hand up the entire time Emmanuel was speaking. So
I wasn't sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys.
right.
If just saying Nia Jax enters the Royal Rumble, just saying number 1, and someone comes out number 2, do you think they would book Nia Jax like just say like similar to what they did with Brock Lesnar back in 2020 when they had all those eliminations, or no?
No, dude. No. Nia, I don't. I'm sorry for being the negative Nancy in this one, but Nia Jax may have the physicality to do it, but on a storyline purpose, she's no Brock Lesnar. Okay, she may be big and powerful and strong and all that, but doing that's a slap in the face to Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, and I'm that wouldn't work. And it's not because I don't like her, Nia. It's just that that's disrespectful.
Again, believability, perception is everything. So said Mark Galloway, and even I agree with that take. But still, interesting question. All right, JJ, it's on you and Natalie to close this thing out. So I'm very curious to see what's on both of y'all's minds. So who do you have winning this year's Women's Royal Rumble match? Take it away.
Well, for this one, I'm actually going to present mine first before I do my daughter's.
All righty.
I think there's a reason why the graphic is the way it is. They feel like we know these are the final 4. And that's why I feel like they're going to completely throw a monkey wrench into all this. And none of those 4 are going to be your eventual winner. You know, I have been saying for the longest time that I would almost bet everything that I own. Almost, because I'm not that crazy. I'm not Stat Boy to make that kind of bet.
Ouch.
Hey, I've seen you in Vegas, fucker. I would almost bet everything that I own that the original plan was Damage Control versus the 4 Horsewomen.
Yeah.
And Charlotte's injury threw a complete wrench in that plan. Now, there's a couple other people they could throw in that spot based off of Damage Control and what havoc they've wrecked the past year and a half.
Correct.
Bianca Belair is one of those people who's in the image.
Yes.
Naomi is one of those people.
Yes.
You know? You figure you've got Bayley, you've got Becky. Jury is still out as to whether or not Sasha is coming back. If you believe what certain internet wrestling journalists have to say, there's no chance in hell. But the last man who said that just resigned from TKO's board of directors tonight. So Sasha coming back is still very much a possibility. And why not have Naomi come back too, since they walked out together, they returned together.
I will say this before you continue. As somebody who watches TNA verbatim, and it's not really a spoiler because it wasn't on air, but it was a live video that I found, Trinity gave what felt like a thank you for this opportunity. Forever I will be Trin TNA, but this is goodbye. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Because she lost against Jordan Grace.
As we knew that she would.
Still a incredible match. Continue.
So I don't see Bayley winning. I don't see Becky winning. You guys make some interesting arguments as far as Nia Jax goes. I will admit that.
Yeah, even I didn't think about that.
She wasn't on my radar. She still isn't one of my picks. But you guys have made some pretty captivating arguments for why she could win. As far as to Statboy's point about she's no Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar's name may or may not be tangled up in the Vince McMahon shenanigans. So taking that kind of away from him, it's not beyond WWE's petty logic.
Accurate.
The Bianca thing makes a lot of sense too, with her being a cover woman. Bianca and Rhea at Mania. I firmly believe the winner is not on that image, though. And none of my picks are on that image.
Which begs the question.
Number 3 pick, we're going to light it up with AJ Lee.
Wow.
Granted, the footage that's been circulating was her and Punk working out for the TV show Heels, which has since been canceled. But man, with what she was doing in that ring, there's a possibility of a mini run, even if it's just on the level of a Trish and Alita from last year.
I'd be for it.
Pick number 2 for me. As much as I hate to have these 2 words come out of my mouth because I know the way the greater house that I am in feels about her. Liv Morgan.
Wow.
Because who turned on Liv to join the Judgment Day?
That would be one Rhea Ripley, and they're also 1 second apart in last year's World Rumble runtime. In fact, they were the final 2.
Bing. And my number 1, if people in the chat room will just fucking be patient and let a guy cook.
10 kilo.
My number 1 is that bitch, Jade Cargill. They have been presenting her like a star from the minute she put pen to paper. Why wouldn't they have her make her debut, demolish the division, and then you've got Mommy versus that bitch for the title? Win or lose, that still is money. Everything Jade touches is money. Hell, her outfits have had dollar bills printed on them before. She is that money.
He's not wrong, to be fair.
And what is your girl Amara Jade's catchphrase? Jade is worth more than gold, baby.
That's true. That's what she goes by. But your girl goes by, I'm that bitch. Shout out to my friend, by the way. Cheers.
So, my number 1 pick is Jade Cargill.
Wow. Ooh, there's a Jade.
Now, as far as my daughter,
Yes.
she has for her number 3, Naomi.
Hmm.
In Florida, nonetheless.
For her number 2, she has one half of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka.
2-time winner, possibly.
And her number 1 draft pick is AJ Lee, the one that she dressed up as for her birthday party.
I see. The top was Roman. The bottom half was AJ Lee. Okay. Now I see where this is going. All right. Well, I will say this. When AJ Lee was part of WWE, and I still did Crazy Chicks to this day, just saying, she made women's wrestling matter. It was not about tits and ass. It was about who could literally don a pair of Chuck Taylors and kick ass in that ring. Very few could. So I would love to see that. And verbatim, I said your NXT is better than what it used to be. I just said this to the HW crew on the HW View. Your NXT women's division is getting up there with TNA, and your NXT women's division, they fight like women. They don't freaking scratch and claw like divas.
And can we imagine for just a second here, Noah?
Go for it.
A lot of people have said that NXT has some AJ Lee mini-me's. One of them has a torn ACL, going to be out for the better part of a year.
Yeah.
But the other one, that person's best friend, was in the Rumble last year.
Yep.
Can we imagine for just a moment if we get an AJ Lee, Roxanne Perez face-off?
I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I
would think I just heard Noah Pop from Toledo, Ohio.
No. I'm still, I'm
almost
fine.
As if the bunny was in the match.
That you stop that with that. You don't mention that here. All right? We don't talk about that here. But
yes, we do.
Shut it, Mikey. Anyway, I will, again, I do think time heals all wounds. And I do think once you're in the WWE, you truly never leave it. Again, CM Punk came back. Ava Reigns, the general manager of NXT. The women are getting more presentation in WWE than ever before. So AJ Lee showing up in the Royal Rumble is not too far-fetched. It's not. So I really do like the AJ Lee aspect. And here's the thing about Nia Jax before I get it. Actually, you know what? No, she asked me earlier. And she's brought to the light, too. Arlene, I saw your private chat, so go ahead and say something. You wanted to say something after JJ was done with his and Natalie's thoughts. What's on your mind?
Oh, I forgot to say the reason why I don't think Bayley's going to win. I think that's the reason why Damage Control turns on her. I think she's been talking all this talk about how she's going to win and go to WrestleMania, and she's gonna fall short, and then they're gonna see her as the weakest link of the group, and that's why they're gonna turn on her, because she didn't say what she was gonna do. I don't see her challenging Io Sky and all that stuff. I hope, like, I don't like the way they're approaching Bayley. I feel like Bayley's not seeing what's right in front of her. But maybe she chooses not to see what they've become, but at the same time, I can see it as well. But for me, I feel like I don't see her like turning right there and challenging Io. I don't get like how Io's like, or how they came to, Bayley's been helping her. So like, I just don't get the storyline with them. Cause a couple of matches, Io Sky still champ because of Bayley. So to me, the turn kind of, I don't know, like why they would want to kick her out, but this might be a reason. Like they see her as a weak link, So that's my thing. I'm surprised no one's mentioned maybe Charlotte. I know JJ said something about Charlotte Flair, with her knee injury. Like if you've seen her videos, like she's making a lot of progress. And I was telling my brother the other day, I was like, if she comes back before Dakota Kai, that's beyond Super Cena. If that's the case. But I mean, if she were to come back before Dakota Kai, I'm like, obviously, no offense to Dakota Kai, but I mean, like, and I don't even like Charlotte Flair, but I'm like, man, like, she obviously really wants to come back if she's able to, like, recover as fast as she did. And no, like I said, no offense to Dakota Kai, but I mean, she's been out for a long time, and for her still to be out with the same injury as Charlotte, I don't know what to say about that. And it would be interesting if AJ wins, because then, like, you have, if the scenario with JJ, CM Punk, and AJ winning, and they're both holding each other's hands up at the end of Royal Rumble, that would be an interesting thing to see as well.
Fair point, Arlene. And Natalie, appreciate again your viewership. Looking forward to having you on Super Predicting some point, or again, part of the WWE pre-shows. Enjoy the show tomorrow with your friends. Yes, JJ, I see your hand. And I'm just going to say this real quick. I do not think Charlotte Flair has the same DNA as Super Cena, to say the least. And I don't think it's going to turn into Royal Rumble 2008. Go ahead, JJ. What's on your mind?
First of all, I hope not. Second of all, thank you for joining us, sweetheart. And thirdly, as far as Dakota Kai goes, Arlene, from what I've heard from her in recent interviews when asked about it, she's on the verge of being cleared. They just haven't given her an exact date yet, which is why I could see her being back in time for Mania, possibly even a surprise entrant in the Rumble. But she should be back anytime now.
Oh, I get what you're saying, JJ. I was just saying, like, the same injury and Charlotte Flair comes back.
Yeah,
I'm like, it makes Dakota's character look, because like she's gonna be a heel, look completely weak. Because I mean, look at Charlotte. No offense, to Dakota Kai again, like I said, but it's impressive. So even I don't even like her, but I'm like, I was telling my bro, I was like, man, if she comes back before Dakota Kai, I'm like, what's going on, Dakota Kai?
Yeah, and I still believe Dakota Kai should have been the first one to become the singles champion. I think that's the longest long burn of a Triple H daughter of NXT for the longest time, if I'm being perfectly honest. But you guys definitely have me thinking, because, again, what is the outlook of Elimination Chamber? Is it a bridge to WrestleMania? Is something going to be defined? At this point, is Io Sky actually defending the title, or is she going to be involved, as you alluded to, into a tag match or 8-person match? And if they can't get Trinity and Monet and Bailey and Charlotte Flair, they're going to use Meacham and Shotzi Blackheart just because the women's showcase. Bleh. It's almost like at this point, the SmackDown's title is irrelevant, if I'm being honest here. And I think that's part of the problem. But I look at the Elimination Chamber. If Mommy defends the title against Becky Lynch just because Nia Jax wins the Rumble, then yeah, you got Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. It could go the opposite, though, because personally, I think they're building Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley for the Elimination Chamber. That's why I do think that Becky is going to win. Not only is she going to be a 2-time winner, but honestly, it could be her last WrestleMania, because I do think Becky is at the tail end of her career. She's done absolutely everything. If Becky Lynch can put Lyra over as leader of the next generation in your NXT, partly my NXT, I'll even say that, the Rhea Ripley can literally lead this generation on the main roster and surpass what Becky Lynch has done. Hell, she's already a Grand Slam freaking champion. She did NXT, NXT UK, she did SmackDown, she did Raw, and she's on Raw now for literally a year at WrestleMania to the day. So it feels like, to me, almost again, passing the torch, and Becky might just want to take it easy, because truth be told, I don't know what the future holds for Becky Lynch. Hell, I don't know what the future holds for Seth freaking Rollins once he loses the World Heavyweight Championship. Because I do think Gooper is going to be champion at Bash of Berlin. Just putting that out there right now. But I think Elimination Chamber needs to be put more towards actually determining what the hell you're doing with the women's division on SmackDown. And as far as main event, you want heat, you want the big hometown pop, you want a one-sided crowd. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for that title is your main event. And then you get the face-off with Becky. I think that's the way that WWE is going, because you think about the fact that they really haven't done any sort of promotion, literally, about Elimination Chamber. They're going to be promoting the hell out of that tomorrow. I guarantee you. So that's my take. So that's why I do think Becky's going to win, and I don't think Bayley is going to right now, despite the fact she's the only original 4 horsemen of my NXT to win the Rumble. it just doesn't seem like it makes sense right now for Billy to win. And why you could market Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, I just don't think they're going to give it to Bianca either. This Women's Rumble is in a weird state. But I do find it more believable now that someone like Jade or even Nia could win this, if that means anything. So I'm very curious to see what happens tomorrow. You will all bring up some very compelling points and thoughts. And JJ, truly, I hope your thought comes to fruition that it is not just as obvious as one of those formula on the graphic, but it's WWE, dude. It's hard to argue.
Agreed.
Well, one thing's for yes, Stat Boy, you have a thought?
I just had one more thing that I wanted to add quickly.
Go for it.
Charlotte has the record for longest in time in Rumble. Unfortunately, she's injured. She's out. Rhea is right behind her by about 2.5 minutes. That's why I kind of feel if Rhea comes in, she can take that title from her. Natalya and Bianca are literally a second apart from each other for third and fourth place. So if they're both in the Rumble, we know Bianca's in the Rumble because of the graphic, but of course, it's a pretty strong assumption that Natalya is going to be in there as well. And then the last person in the top 5 would be Liv. Liv needs about a half an hour to about 35 minutes. Those extra statistics, those extra goals can also easily influence your picks. So I can easily see Liv going 35 minutes and gaining that secondary stat. You know, being the Iron person, be it Iron Woman or Iron Man, is still a respectable achievement. Gunther did it last year. Unfortunately, the thing that I also want to bring up in the men's Rumble is because Jericho's total, however you want to count it, topic on its own, hour long being in the Rumble for an hour doesn't mean much in the overall standard now. It did 30 years ago. It did when Ric Flair did it. It did when Rey Mysterio did it. It did if Cody's going to do it this year. If you go bell to bell because of that almost 5 hour total that Jericho has now. So the numbers do come into a play in that. I just want to throw that out there as well.
That's fair. And again, at the end of the day, the Rumble, it truly is all about the numbers. And the most important number that matters is 1, because you want to be the one left in the ring to point towards that sign and start your road to WrestleMania. Yes, Emmanuel.
Could we do a quick who's going to start number 1 and number 2 for both men and women, just for fun? Who we think who might start off?
I mean, if y'all want to, go into just some free-form discussion and continued hype, I mean, I welcome it. But I think we pretty much covered pretty much everything about this at this point, unless anyone has any closing thoughts and the chat has any further thoughts regarding who they think might show up, what confrontations you hope to see, who do you think is going to be the Iron Man or the Iron Woman. I think we'll close this thing out and get some rest because, again, I know that y'all can't wait. I can't wait. JJ can't wait. Statboy can't wait. And again, the 3 of us will be covering the thing tomorrow. And good luck to both you, Arlene. Good luck to Natalie. And good luck to Chris. And to the 41 of you here with comments like, better Royal Rumble than the previous edition. Thank you for the work. You're welcome. Can't wait. I hope AJ Styles don't take the pin. Ooh, you might be for Rude Awakening. 8 out of 10. Looking forward to it. Excited for this pay-per-view. I'm expecting a lot of surprises in both Rumbles of entrance. Maybe The Rock appears. Iron Person, I think, is Cody Rhodes and Becky Lynch. Hey, someone even talked about their Iron Person. Sean Garner clearly is definitely trying to back up behind that bitch. That sounded wrong in content. And again, someone said here, go Roman, road to WrestleMania. Let's get ready to Rumble. Shout out to the greatest ring announcer of all time in combat sports. My favorite pay-per-view. Should be great fun Rumble. I'm very excited among other comments. Appreciate everybody's thoughts as always. Jade Cargill needs her full entrance. She'll be number 1 or 2 in the Rumble. I'm curious what sort of entrance she will have. I'm just saying. So that's a whole different thing. And is JJ going to be able to control himself? Anyway, talk about me. I'm going to put this man on the bus. Anyway, all right. I think with that being said, I think that about concludes everything we want to discuss here too for City Predicting. So again, folks, what are your predictions, your thoughts, your outlet towards the start on the road to WrestleMania? Who's your Iron Woman, Iron Man? Who do you have starting their story? And do you think it also going to be theirs to finish Love to hear in the comments. Again, the forum's already in the comments section. It'll be in the comments down below once this video concludes. It's on the YouTube. It's on the Twitch. It's even on No DQ. So go ahead and be part of this league. Be part of the kickoff. Good luck to everybody involved too. And thank everybody for tuning in, being part of the fun. Let's go ahead and do some shows and get some rest and prepare for what's ahead tomorrow. Chris, always a pleasure, man. Again, you're Mr. Consistent. You always are part of everything. I always appreciate your involvement here too. Go ahead and plug your social medias, and then you can bid yourself a fine adieu, because I know that SmackDown awaits you and also Wrestle awaits you too. And thank you for coming in after work.
Well, thank you, Noah, for allowing me to come on tonight. And personally, I wouldn't miss the Royal Rumble prediction video for the Tina China. But where all you guys can find me at is my X account, CROTS24, my Insta, CMROTZ_6472, my Facebook, Christopher Rots. Hit me up on those social medias. It's always been a pleasure coming on the Simply Predicting panel tonight. I'm off from work tomorrow, so I'll be sleeping in tomorrow, gain a lot of rest.
Good idea.
Tomorrow's going to be a wild night of WWE. And also, I want to say this. I know tomorrow we got Royal Rumble. We also got AEW Collision. If you guys, and this goes for everybody, if you can't find something to watch this weekend, I encourage your guys to watch the Royal Rumble or AEW Collision. If there's a certain match you want to watch it. If you're not a fan, get into it. If not, get out of the fandom this moment. Find something to watch this weekend, because we kick off the road to WrestleMania tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward on it. The next time you'll get to see all of us on a Simply Predicting panel, it will be starting next month. We'll be predicting 3 events, starting with next week's NXT Vengeance Day.
It is NXT.
Then we get TNA's No Surrender, and then we get WWE's Elimination Chamber from Perth, Australia. So if you want to be on the panels for those 3, hit Noah up, hit anybody else up, and we'll be happy to have you along the ride. I'm going to head out, get some rest, and it's always been a pleasure. Enjoy the Royal Rumble tomorrow. Good luck to everybody in the Predictions League. And once again, say yeah to NoDQ.com, and let's get ready to rumble, folks.
And that's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah, appreciate you, Chris. Have a good night. Arlene, Emmanuel, it's always a pleasure engaging with both of you at the same time and seeing how much you all still seem to disagree, but it's always fun to hear, to say the least. And we always appreciate your support and your viewership for everything we do here in the multiverse of media. You know you both are always welcome anytime on City Predicting. Arlene, is there anything you want to promote? Where can people connect with you? And real quick, Josh, you stop that! Anyway, continue. Go ahead, Arlene. Not funny. Damn it.
Nothing to say. I have to work tomorrow, but I will be watching it at work. Try not to create too much commotion while I'm at work and seeing all these surprise entrances and how it's going to end up and stuff. But besides that, I'm waiting to see what they're going to do. And yeah, I don't know if you saw my thing. You know what? It's the #1 fan. So I love harassing you. It's one of my favorite hobbies since I tuned in. So
you're nice. I appreciate you, Arlene. Happy to bring you some happiness and entertainment.
Thank you, and thanks for having me on. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited.
Well, there we go.
We need to figure out something for Noah to do karaoke tomorrow for Arlene to super chat.
What? No. Why?
You know, it's going to be so hard. Like I said, I'm going to be at work. So I'm going to try my best to tune in on open mic night and try to donate if I can. But we'll see how it goes. I work at a hospital. Chaos ensues when. So we'll
God bless you.
We appreciate everything that you do, Arlene, not just for the channel, but working at a hospital is very, very tough work. So thank you for everything you do.
Mad respect.
Yeah, so I'll try to tune in, and if not, just know I'll rewatch it once I get home.
Sounds good.
Fair enough. All right.
Bye.
Be safe. Emmanuel, always a pleasure, man. Anything you want to promote any closing thoughts, and where can people find you?
Yes, my final thoughts. Like, hopefully, like we can see Alexa Bliss, that has not been mentioned.
That's fair.
Carmella, and hopefully, and no Sasha Banks. I'll be a happy man not seeing her doing the. Come on, what's that? She tried to upstage Melina. Like, come on.
Okay, I think Jeff agrees with you on that because that kind of was a bit of baloney that she got eliminated immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, he's not wrong, JJ. He's not wrong.
Anyways, as former champion that curses RNG, you can follow me at Emmanuel Dominguez, like at Facebook. I don't have Instagram, in Instagram, EDM7324. Like you always could see me here commenting of what I like and dislike about the current WWE product. If I just say this, if MJF appears in the Royal Rumble tomorrow, that's the first nail to the coffin of AEW. Besides what happened in the last 2 years. Just saying that if that happens, the Samoa Joe storyline is dead. The whole Devil storyline is dead.
I guess only time will tell. I mean,
time will tell.
If you ask me, I think they're just trying to do better things and different things. And again, the number one thing that needs to happen, people that hear my voice, don't be a Twitter twat. Simple as that. Thank you. Anyway.
That'll be it.
All right. Fair enough, Manuel. Appreciate you. If you have to bounce, that's fine. Again, we'll see you next time on Super Predicting. And of course, involved in the chat for all the festivities. And again, we always appreciate you and Arlene, all you do and all you contribute. Never change. God bless both of you. And again, Josh, stop it. And real quick, I don't hate NXT. Again, I will say it verbatim. This is JJ's NXT. But this NXT is better than what it used to be. I'm just not into college, high school drama storylines and love stories that are worse than any reality video you could see on Lifetime Movie Network. I said what I said. I like aggressive, competitive action that comes down to the best to deserve to be called champion. And with Lyra Valkyria and Ilya Dragunov, I legitimately believe that for the first time in a long time in this NXT. But I will give Braun Breaker credit. And Mandy Rose for what it was worth. Anyway, that's a story for a different day. If you all want some sort of simply put conversation on the histories of NXTs with me and JJ, maybe that could be a special, super chat. Simple as that. Maybe we'll make it a members exclusive thing, but who knows? Anyway, Sean, I don't hate NXT. It's as simple as that. It's just different to me, and there are some things I don't like. Just like, again, everyone has an opinion. Everyone has their own sight and state of mind for this industry and for anything in life. And that's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Anyway, Stat Boy, absolute pleasure. Great works, great statistical analysis. I know you got a lot more in store for us tomorrow, but let's go ahead and talk about your domain, of course, with you and your other barkeep. And of course, shout out to Dory Lou. And again, where can people find you?
Yes, this Tuesday, 6 o'clock in our regular time, Dory Lou and I will be in the sports bar giving out all the stats and all the sports coming up as we get ready for the NFL championship games, and the Ravens take on the Chiefs and the Lions take on the 49ers. You can follow us on the Twitter, on the Instagram, and on Facebook. Drop us a line. Use the hashtags StatBoyApproved and StatGirlApproved. Those are in play. And the work is now only halfway done. Tomorrow's this was the pre-show. There's a pre-show tomorrow. Tomorrow's the main event. This is, like I said, I have been telling everybody in my job. I said I've been working on this project for 9 weeks, folks. I have given up so much. I've given up on all my fantasy stuff that I'm way behind on, and I will be so happy sitting here playing the Jerry the King Lawler role tomorrow because I will be prepared. I'm not going to throw my headset down like I did when Nia Jax came out because I just wasn't ready. This time I'm ready. I've got names and I've got numbers and believe me, the reactions will be brilliant. The chat room is going to explode. I want to see super chats left and right. We are less than 24 hours away, folks. And I just, like I said, I want to jump in the DeLorean, or I want to take the universal remote and hit fast forward. I want 8 o'clock to be here so quick. Unfortunately, I am not Luke Skywalker. Patience. I will not learn patience. Sorry, not going to happen. I love you all. Thank you for having me on the show, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Daggum right. All right. And that being said, JJ, again, you and him and I, we got a hell of a night indeed come tomorrow night. But of course, you're always busy too. So let's go ahead and get your stuff going here with what you do on a daily basis, what you offer now on your channel, and where people can connect with you.
Well, you can find me on social media, Instagram, The Renegade JJ Williams, Twitter, ROWJJ Williams, YouTube, Casa D18 Studios. Thank you to everyone that's watching right now. Traditionally, I have my For the Love of Wrestling show, currently Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, as I give you my thoughts about all of the week in pro wrestling. Yes, I am currently doing Impact as well. Currently, I have taken the last few days off. Tuesday's Raw was taken off because of the breaking news that came out about TKO and Raw to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff and I went live and discussed that. And then Wednesday through Friday, I took off because I was under the weather. Still am a little under the weather. I'm not going to do Monday's weekend just so that I go the entire week without doing anything. So Tuesday, 9 a.m., I will be back with my Raw coverage, and we'll pick back up as normal on For the Love of Wrestling.
Excellent. And of course, become a member today. Talk about your member section.
Yes. Join the members section. Not really sure what we're going to be doing next for the members of the Casa D18 Studios channel, but we definitely put up the Flair Steamboat trilogy for Christmas. We're going to do the Punk Joe Ring of Honor trilogy this coming year for Christmas. I'm thinking that for April, we may take a lash to the back, as it'll be 20 years since my favorite Backlash match occurred, and one legend killer squashed Cactus Jack in a hardcore match.
Quite literally.
Just fantastic match. And since it's the 20th anniversary of that, we may go back and call that one. I know I'm already looking ahead to next year. I've found on YouTube in their entirety night 1 and night 2 of the inaugural Pro Wrestling Guerrilla All-Star Weekend. The very first PWG show that Statboy and I went to.
There you go.
So I would love to go back and watch those with you.
Sure.
Do the call, and then watch night 2, which I wasn't there for night 2. That was the Hall of Fame that year for WrestleMania 21. But yeah, I think that would be awesome for you to see some of these guys like Scorpio Sky, like Kevin Steen, like El Generico, when I was first introduced to them.
Right.
I know you know them now. You've followed them through Ring of Honor and some stuff. But go back and see how I was first introduced to these guys.
I like it. I like the idea a lot. You know, I'm always up to call anything, as I'm trying to, do everything I can within my power, but also moderate and balance. Because again, price for passions. And again, JJ, it's always a pleasure. And I know that we're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. And I hope tonight's been a pleasure for everybody that's tuned in for City Predicting, whether here live, as we've been live, or whether you check this out on demand. Appreciate y'all once again. And again, if you want to engage with City Predicting or engage with me, know this: I am nothing more but a simple man. and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! So if you wish to engage with me, then follow me on the Twitter and on YouTube and in Foster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, the entire W family on the Twitter and our social media platforms. If you wish to be part of City Predicting, again, we're just getting started. Here are the next events across each league. Just follow the hashtag City Predicting to stay in tune with the leagues and the videos. And again, if you want to be part of the panel, reach out to me or JJ, Jeff Meacham, Jeff Chadwick. And again, if you're even camera shy, because I understand technology can be a thing, and also some people don't like to be on camera. I just want to hear your voice, your passion, your take, because I welcome people on City Predicting. I want to expand this family of this outlook and encourage others to be themselves if you are a conscious, considerate fan of this business and optimistic to it, or even new to it, just like Natalie was. And shout out to Natalie again. Thank you for all your takes tonight, my friend. Take care. Again, the next City Predicting, as Chris Sully alluded to, it will be Vengeance Day. And currently that is queued up for 1 week from today. Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As we enter the month of February, where already everybody's giving us a little bit of something. We have TNA No Surrender. And again, folks, all these times, they are subject to change. We move into this chamber. Yep, that's a double take. That's going to be a double feature that week. Lord help me. As, of course, prepare for AEW Revolution, where it's showtime for the last time. Again, all the wrestling, all things wrestling, damn it, and sports entertainment. And, of course, shout out again to ATW. If you haven't already, check out the ATW View, the podcast me and my family started back during the pandemic in 2020. We just did our first episode of 2024, episode 49. We simply call it 2024 Off and Going. In all things wrestling. Why is that the thumbnail?
Don't know.
Dadgummit. Anyway.
Entertaining, though.
Yeah, I'm sure people are going to turn that into a meme at some point, what I'm doing. I'm not Tony Khan. I don't have an announcement I'm just going to waste TV time for. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Anyway, we talked about three agents, the outlook of the business, including TKO and Netflix. We talked about Julia, Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, Mercedes Moné, and we also, of course, previewed the Royal Rumble in our own way. So if you can, go check out that episode of the ATW View impromptu playlist right here on my YouTube. And of course, speaking of ATW, please follow my friend, as I said earlier, Mary Jade, just starting her young professional wrestling career a couple years in. Check out her recent work on Spinebuster TV right here on YouTube, where Jade continues to prove that Jade's worth more than gold. Cheers to you, my friend. Take care always across the pond. Shout out to Mary Jade. Follow her on all the social medias. If you haven't already, follow our newest affiliate here at the Multiverse of Media, Datilla, who, of course, covers wrestling at Ranges of Wrestling when it's wrestling time, as she provides, of course, reviews on Raw, SmackDown, Collision, and Dynamite. Oh, God, I just sound like Timeless Tony Storm. Jesus Christ, Lord help me. Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, and Collision. Okay, Dion, you need to get that title for and bring it back to full color, please, sooner rather than later. And again,
better than sounding like Timeless Dana Brooke.
Damn, but Ash by Elegance might be something. And you can go check that out on Explosion. Again, we got a very unique open mic night tomorrow night, hosted by the Renegade JJ Williams, your weekly Saturday night standard of shenanigans. So stay tuned for more on that following our watch-along of the Royal Rumble. And our pre-show again starts 2 hours ahead of showtime, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned for me, JJ, and who knows who, as we continue to preview, predict, discuss the Royal Rumble, as I'm sure there'll be further conversation, further updates, further interviews, hype, and suspension of disbelief to happen all throughout that pre-show too. And again, like Statboy alluded to, follow the Statboy Sports Bar every Tuesday. And again, just follow everybody here at the Multiverse of Media, for this is all possible because of you. And again, on behalf of everybody here, we thank you. And that's really all I have to say for now when it comes to plugging, promoting, and being grateful and just talking about stuff here that we do as part of the Predicting, the Cement brand, and the Jumping there at Multiverse Media too. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters, just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. So at the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, check your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend, hit the bell to know when the next video goes live or on demand on this channel or at Cascading Studios. We have put the Simple Takes on suspension for now, everything going on, but they might come back sometime. Who knows? And I might do something called Simply Put down the line, where I might review stuff on a weekly basis if I reach, let's just say 400 subscribers, because the goal has been put out there now to try and get me monetized. So We'll see what happens by the end of 2024. I'm happy to do the work, but you all got to do your part too. But again,
and I will say that if tomorrow's show is as good as I think it's going to be, we may have to do a simple take on the Rumble.
that I do agree with. And of course, we'll make that official once that show concludes, but we'll have to wait and see. But again, folks, hit the bell to know when the next video goes live on demand on either of our channels. Hit the subscribe button. Help us keep growing our YouTube communities. I assure you our passion, our content, our creativity is not letting up anytime soon. But with that being said, we've rambled on slightly longer than my usual mark at 2.5 hours, but it's been an absolute delight once again, simply predicting, discussing, conversating, and engaging with all of you. So until tomorrow night, where we finally begin the road to WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble unfolds too, you know how I always leave you. Make a positive impact in life and have a good night. And again, let's get ready to rumble!
Where's
Y'all
Michael
come back
Buffalo?
now. Y'all come back now. You hear?
I'll
That
say.
boy out.
There you go.
With near hair, Michael Buffer.
I don't have his hair or that microphone. I don't wear bow ties. But all right, that's enough, guys. I'm hitting the button. Good night, folks. Thank you for tuning in.
Night.